What's going on, brothers? What is going on? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport. We're here again for a future classic live stream. Hope you're well on anywhere around the world. If you can hear me, press on one in the live stream chat. Let me know right now. Thomas, how's my audio, bro?
I can hear you great.
Fantastic. Thank you, bro. So, guys who are watching anywhere around the world, let me know right now, please. Baseball clips, salute. Chosen one, salute. Awesome. So let's get straight into it, man. So first and foremost, thank you very much for the support over the past couple of years, almost 10 years doing this. So thank you very much for sticking through the journey and in our goal to get brothers out there to experience life and travel and be like Thomas, essentially, right? Welcome to the channel if you're new. I accept and embrace you with open arms. So when you come in tonight or morning or afternoon, please like the video, like the stream, show some support by hitting the super chats and the PayPal donations. Join the Patreon too for financial intel, stocks, crypto, traveling, the whole 9 yard. Python course dropping this week, if I'm not mistaken, this week. Okay, so I'll be taking in people this week. Okay, so look out for the signups coming soon. Signups will open this week. Cop the merch too. Like the video, show some support, and book your IT consultation. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so we got Thomas here again. He gave us a classic Albania stream. How you doing, Thomas?
Good. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. I'm doing fantastic, brother. So Thomas, we shall be speaking about Doha, Qatar, brother. But before we do so, Thomas, give us a brief background as to who you are, where you're from, and what's happening in the background there, bro. Where you at?
I'm in Albania right now, and if you look what's walking by me over here, it's just dreaminess all the time over here. But I mean, if people haven't seen a live stream or anything from me before, um, I travel. I've been traveling for about 10 years, but I was doing it vacation style before. And then the last 2 or 3 years, I've been full-time traveling and kind of going around the world trying to see where I wanted to settle in. And I didn't see it coming, and I kind of settled into here in Albania. But on my last stream, some people saw Qatar when I was there, and they were very interested. I got a lot of DMs about it also. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, bro. Let's talk about it, brother. So, brother, Doha, Qatar, brother. Can I ask you first and foremost, brother, why you went there in the first place, brother? Why Qatar? Why Doha of all places, brother?
So, okay, I'd been doing so much traveling. When you full-time travel, you kind of just checking everything out. But I didn't really have a game plan. I would just be like, I want to go here, I want to go here. And I didn't quite realize that sometimes I'm flying across the country, right? And there was, once you've traveled a lot, you start learning to if you have a connection, to make the connection a destination also. So stay a day or two or three or whatever, right? And Doha was kind of one of those ones that I always had a connection. I always had a connection there. So I was like, you know what, this one time or this two times or whatever, let me check out Doha. And I was just gonna stay for a night or two, and I ended up staying for like 2 weeks. it was amazing. Like, they have dumb money, like dumb money there. Like, I think one of the things I had told you and other people was that they have air conditioning that comes out of the streets, out of the sidewalks, outside, so that when it's like 110 degrees, you can feel like it's like 85. They've got that kind of money there. It is crazy.
Damn. Wow. So, brother, so you were in Doha, right, for the whole 2 weeks in Qatar?
Yeah. I was in Doha for a couple weeks. Yeah, and I stayed at a couple places. I stayed at a place called Mondrian Doha. That's still my favorite. But what I had showed you guys with the crazy blue glitter inside and like super $1,000 chandeliers and stuff, that place is called Raffles Doha. So anyone watching, if they want to Google that, Raffles Doha, it's a big U. The hotel is like a big gigantic U, and it's actually two hotels. One side is Raffles, and the other side is Ritz Carlton or something, I think. But the Raffles one is just unbelievable, like unbelievable.
Wow. So, brother, accommodation wise, right? How much did it cost you daily to pay in that hotel? Was it 5 star? I'm guessing.
You know, people seem to think that like because they're rich, everything's expensive there. That's not true. Shopping is expensive. Yes, shopping because they only have like Gucci stores and Tom Ford stores. They don't even have like regular stores, right? But I was paying like $150 a night at Mondrian Doha, which is a norm. Like in America, that's kind of a crap hotel. But in Doha, it was gorgeous, beautiful.
Wow, flipping heck, bro, amazing, brother. So, brother, my first impression of Doha, Qatar is that it is a luxury place, right? It is a high value place, money everywhere, bunch of rich sheikhs, brother. Is that true? Is that a fair assessment, bro?
Absolutely. Like when I was sitting in the Mondrian Doha, like it's one of those hotels that has everything you could possibly need in it, except for it is much more classy and more luxurious than something like Vegas. Like Las Vegas in America is set up to keep you in the hotel and they try to give you everything, but it's not like hand picked and the best stuff. It's just making sure you have everything so you never leave and you just gamble, right? Here, it's more like we hand pick and make sure you have everything to stay with us and never need to leave. But it's some of the most top notch stuff. So because I was staying there, they had a cigar lounge in there that was for members, and members means like obviously members of the city like that paid with membership, or if you're staying in the hotel. And it had like a kind of a hidden door, and it even had a guy that stood there like a guard to check you in when you went in. And I was in there just smoking a cigar, and they had all the premium cigars. And then 5 minutes later, five billionaire sheikhs walk in like it's just normal and sit down and just start puffing. And I'm looking like, wow, there's $5 billion minimum sitting right there. And it's just mind blowing. And they're like so crisp and pristine. And even the guys, like, there's not a hair out of place. Their billionaire wives are like perfection over there.
Damn.
Perfection. And when I say perfection, this is what I mean. They're fully covered up, so you can't see really anything. But when you look at their faces, like perfection. And then they're also so wealthy there that like, what is it called that they wear a burqa or something like that? The girls there, the ones they wear, there some of them have jewels and stuff on them, and it seems like maybe they're wearing Chanel or something like that. It's crazy like that. Even their Muslim wear seems like Chanel or Gucci. It's like amazing.
Wow, incredible, bro. So now, brother, as a passport, brother, right?
Yeah.
What kind of lifestyle would we be living there in Qatar? Can we live that luxury lifestyle, or is that out of our budget, brother? In your opinion, is it only for high value black men to be going to Qatar, brother? In your opinion?
Okay, so the best way I could describe that is I don't think it's out of the budget. Like I think Barcelona is more expensive than Doha to live in. Okay. But
Damn.
I think to be in Doha, you have to be crisp every day. Like me, where I'm rocking my little hat backwards and all this and that, that'll slide as a vacation. If I'm on vacation, that'll slide. But for me to live there, I wouldn't be getting any attention from any girls at all unless I gotta be trimmed up all the time, clean all the time, shoes clean all the time, creased pants. Like you would have to have that. You would have to have that there because everybody looks perfect and every car is like perfect. And when I was driving around the city, I kept asking the driver. I said, "How come there's no old buildings here?" And they said, "I go, is there no history?" And he goes, "Yeah, there's history. They knocked down all the old buildings and just built new ones." It's like that.
Damn. Flipping heck. Whoa. Awesome, bro. Awesome. So now, brother, right? So who's in control there in Doha, Qatar, brother? Is it the Arabs who live there, or is it the
Yeah,
Western
there's a lot
powers,
of
the
Muslims. Yeah,
Americans?
it's part of
Mm.
what's called the GCC, the Golden Coast Council. Okay, here's something the passport bros are going to want to know. So, if any girl is Muslim or part of the GCC, which is like United Arab Emirates, Dubai, Qatar, that type of thing, if they marry outside of that, they lose the money to their birth offspring.
What does that mean?
So like their family might be worth $1 billion, and when she gets married, they're going to give the family $300 million. If she doesn't marry someone that's not part of the Golden Coast or Gulf Coast Council, which is going to be an Emirati or a Qatar or Saudi Arabian or someone like that, they don't get that money.
Ah,
Yeah, so any guy that think he's player, she not losing $300 million just to hang out with you for one night. She's not doing it. She's not doing it.
oh man.
But
Okay.
there's still lots of other races and cultures that are there, and they don't have those rules. And to live there, they're pretty put together women themselves just to be living there.
Okay. And brother, and we'll definitely go into that further. So next question for you, brother, right, is in terms of so as a Western black man, brother,
Yes.
for an American black man, how were you treated there in Doha, Qatar, brother?
I mean, the quite honest, like they're so rich, they do not care what we're there for. Like they're not bothered by us at all, like at all.
Hmm.
They're friendly if you talk to them, but they I wouldn't say they would come and strike up a conversation with you. But if you talk to them, yeah, they're warm, they're friendly. But I mean, yeah, we're treated well. I mean, I did extremely well there. When we went there was a nightclub in my hotel. I got a ton of attention. There's a lot of like Africans there, like a lot. But again, I don't know why. When the girls would find out that I was American, they were like, "Okay, we can hang out, we can talk." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And they would always tell me they just wanted to make sure I wasn't like African. I don't know
Damn.
why, but I run into that in a lot of countries. I don't know why.
Damn. So okay, I'll make a note there. So, but what about in terms of like respect? Treating you with dignity, treating you with honor.
Oh,
You get that
okay.
in Qatar?
This is a good subject. They will never allow anybody in anywhere to be disrespectful or rude or anything. Like both ways. Like they can't treat you bad, okay? They cannot treat you bad, and you can't speak bad on them. It's a bigger problem if you speak bad on them though. Like if you speak bad on them or you're like loud and yelling. I don't know if you saw that thing where the black girl was acting a little ratchet in Dubai and she was yelling at the person at the counter. They came and
Yep.
arrested her. Literally arrested her for that. Me personally, I like that. You don't need to be acting like that. But yeah, they don't play at all. They do not play at all over there. Like I talked to a lot of the locals and I said, okay, tell me kind of the stuff that's different around here. And he told me there's so many cameras, and he's like, all of the police are undercover. So literally you could be sitting next to a guy that's a police officer. So people don't act up because they never really know where the police are and who the police are. And it's against the law in the GCC to not pay your bills. I don't know if you know that. So if you're late on your Lambo payment, you go to jail. If you're late on your house payment, you go to jail. It's not like a warning thing there. So they are so strict that there is no problems ever. No problems ever. There's no one's going to steal from you. No one's going to assault you. There's no way, because they will discipline them. And if they're like a Muslim and they do that, oh, the discipline is even harder on them.
Wow, amazing, bro, amazing. So, brother, obviously, Doha, Qatar, very wealthy and prosperous country, right? In your time there,
Very
brother, did you notice any sort of like business investments that you may be interested in, or with both be interested in any opportunities there for business, brother, and investments?
I mean, I had a couple little chats and a couple little conversations, but this is what I had found out in those conversations. They do business different. So like if you have something that they're very interested in, they will set up a meeting and they'll give you a thank you gift. And there was a big meeting that one of my old business partners was looking at real estate wise, and they were kind of interested in it. And they showed up with a briefcase with $25,000 cash in it as a thank you gift for having the meeting with them.
Yeah.
It is wild over there. The money is so thick.
Yo, it's insane, bro. Whoa, different world out there. So brother, let me ask this right, brother, right? So
Sure.
you're a high value man, brother, right? I'm sure you're very talkative. You meet people, you're out there, brother, right? So, how did you meet people and make friends in Qatar, brother?
You know, I'm just a chatty dude. Like, if you're sitting next to me and I'm curious, I'm just gonna ask you questions. I'm just gonna talk to you, and it just kind of goes from there. Like, so if you're just a person that can just open a conversation and be friendly, people always ask the same questions. They always ask like, "What do you do? Where are you from?" That type of thing. During my time there, I was a money broker. So when they said, "What do you do?" and I said, "I'm a money broker," imagine being a businessman. Do you want a little preview of a beauty? Oh, she went behind the car.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, dude, they're out, and it's like if this game ends, there's gonna be like 1,000 of them on the street, man. But and I mean 1,000 like nines and tens. You're gonna be like, what is going on in that country? Anyhow, if you're like if you just have conversation, they ask you, and I was a money broker, so when they hear that, all of a sudden, they're like, well, what do you mean? Because for me as a money broker, they know that I have people that have money or I have deals. It's kind of reversed there. They have money and they want the deal. Okay. But in America, they have the deal and they want the money. But the broker has access to both. And so that was kind of how conversations got spun up. At the time, I was working on a mixed use development in Utah, and it was like a $300 or $400 million raise. Like we had to raise.
Oh, okay. Damn, look at that chick.
Bro, these are the ones that are just out straggling because most of them are in watching the game. But yeah, so we were doing like a $300 or $400 million raise. So they were kind of saying, "Oh, you guys have development experience, blah 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 blah." I called my business partner and said, "Hey, you want to do something in Doha?" And he's like, "Let's check it out." Right? But honestly, like the deals we were looking at were just I'd raised 400 million and I thought I was the man. In Qatar and Dubai, that's nothing. Like their deals were like way bigger than that. So we were a little outgunned over there.
Wow, incredible, bro. So, now, brother, transportation, right? So, how did
Hey,
you move
do
around
you hold on one second? Do you
Mhm.
mind? I know you're super professional on how things work. I'm gonna pay and walk back so that my phone doesn't die so we can finish this. Is it
Of
okay
course,
if I have a little tiny interruption and pay so
that's
that I
fine.
can get this back because they said my internet's back up at home. So give
That's
me
fine, bro.
30 seconds to pay, okay? I'm so sorry, guys.
No problem, bro. So, the brother is in
Yo,
Albania right now. Go,
let me pay
go, bro.
really fast. Can I pay?
No problem. Classic. The
You
brother's
want
in
to say
Albania
hi
right
to
now.
my friends?
Oh wow, hey, hello. What's your name?
Say hello to my
Damn,
friends.
hello. Damn. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Names,
okay, let me pay
names.
and then I'll walk home, bud.
Oh my goodness, bro. Oh man, brothers, Python course
They can
dropping.
hear how happy you are. Thank you.
Damn,
Oh,
flipping
more?
heck,
Sorry, I almost walked
man.
away without my money. Thank you. Okay, I'm walking back to the house now. Yeah, that's just the girls that are working.
Hey, brother, can you try and call approach a chick with intermission? Can you try and call approach a chick before you go back to your spot? Call
Uh,
approach.
no, because they don't. I don't speak Albanian. I can say hi or something if I see,
What's
but I have to explain how it works here, bro, because you hardly ever see them alone. And right now, they're probably with their moms, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
okay, brother? So my question was transportation. So in Qatar, how did you move? How did you move around, brother? Was
I
it
just took
bus,
an Uber.
train,
I just took an
Uber?
Uber. $4 here and there. It wasn't bad. Like I think people are thrown off by how rich the people are, but they don't realize they're phenomenal business people. So they price things in a way that they get tourists and their people are attracted to coming.
Wow, flipping heck! Awesome. So, brother, Uber every day, everywhere, and it was cheap as well.
Yeah, I do that in most places that I go. Um, the only place I've seen Uber is very expensive. Hold on. I'm gonna kind of like. Can you see this behind me? No. Hold on. Ready?
Yeah. Oh man, who are those chicks? Lord, yo, the
Huh?
one in white,
Yeah,
bro. Flipping heck.
yeah,
God
yeah. Isn't it wild here? What have you seen already? What, 7 in like 5 minutes?
damn, flipping heck. So,
This is just on the
oh,
streets.
Lord have mercy. So, next question for you, brother. Right. So, is Doha Qatar cash or is it cashless,
No,
brother?
no. A place that is that rich, they know how to get every form of money you can give them. And like, okay, so one of the things I think that the guys should go there for is I don't think they will have ever been treated with that high of a level of customer service anywhere else in the world that they go. And I know you're over there in like London area where the service is very good, but they're still like 6 or 7 notches higher than that.
So, brother, so you're saying the credit card, debit card is used everywhere. It's a very
Yeah,
cashless
I
society.
wouldn't be surprised if you could pay crypto over there.
Okay, interesting, bro. So cash isn't that common in use. It's mostly electronics, debit card, credit card. Forget about cash.
Yes, because like if you're staying in a hotel and it's very nice, they want to have a card for incidentals. But like I said, they're also very accommodating because when I checked in, I think the incidentals was like $500, and I was like, "What is this about?" And then I said, "They're like, oh, it's for the mini bar and all that." I don't drink, so I said, "Well, I don't drink." So they were accommodating in the fact that they said, "Okay," and they just came in and took the bar out so that I didn't have to have $500 or $600 on my card for 10 days, even though I wasn't there that long, you know?
Damn, awesome, bro. So, brother, food, right? Tell me all about Qatari food. Is it good? Is it tasty? If so, brother, what was your favorite
Um,
cuisine there in Qatar?
so Qatar, dang it, I should have went up there. There's 2 gorgeous ones on my left. But Qatar, hold on, here you go. You see that table?
Yeah, she's bro,
4 of them.
she's
So
bro. I
look,
think she was waving
look
at you,
at,
bro.
hold on.
Bro,
I'm
she was
almost
waving
to
at
my
you.
house, but look at this table.
Damn. Oh,
Did you see that?
yo, I saw that, bro. Flipping heck.
So we're at what, like 12 in 5 minutes? Tens?
Damn.
This place is crazy. I'm telling you, the place is crazy.
Damn.
Okay, so food. The food, they don't offer anything that's not top notch. Maybe if you go find some street food, okay? But in any hotel, anywhere you stay, restaurants, it is like 5 star. But but again, it's not wildly expensive. So I had a brunch, and I kind of showed you on the last podcast we did.
Mm.
I had a brunch that was $30, but it was 15 courses. Remember?
15 courses.
It was like 15 courses of like premium food. So like, see, this is kind of cool for you guys to see. So this is a fitness place that I go to, and if you go downstairs, like, but down in there is like super like fancy. I'm supposed to pay $300 a month, but because I did the package, it's only $200. That is one weirdly expensive thing over here. But I do kind of want to show off. I live in this building, okay, and that right there that says Jangoli,
Yeah,
that is a grocery store, literally a 2-level grocery store at the base of my apartment. How cool is that?
amazing. High value man ish
You
right
there?
there, bro. High value man ish right there, bro. High value man stuff right there, bruv. Brothers, Python course dropping this week. You want to be like Thomas, you want to be out there. Y'all better join the Python course dropping this week. Check out the Patreon dropping very soon. Join the Python course. IT gonna save you, brothers, man. IT, crypto, stocks, investments, traveling, getting your passport. That's the way of the man right now. That's a black man's way of life right now, brothers, right? Okay. Python course signups dropping, okay, this week. Don't lose your spot, okay? I'll be teaching you, brothers. The sign-ups for the Python course is dropping this week. Okay. Make sure you join it. Make sure you get your spot. And I'll be teaching brothers Python later this month, man. It's gonna be awesome, brothers. It's gonna be awesome, brothers, man. It's coming very soon, man. Python course coming this week, man. Please sign up. Okay. Don't you forget that, brothers. So let's wait for the brother to get back on. I think he's busy at the moment. But yeah, man, classic stream so far. Shout out to the brother, right? That's what I love seeing, man. Justin Holmes in the building. IP, you were one of the first YouTubers that encouraged me to travel and get the passport. If I didn't bump into your channel, I would be sad in the UK. That's oh man, bro. Amazing, bro. Shout out to you, Justin Holmes, man. DM me on IG, bro. Please, let's get that stream done. Happy that you got you a Japanese wife. We love seeing that, bro. We love seeing that. Look at that. IP, I'm in Tokyo, Japan. I've been living here for the last 3 years. Find my wife here after being frustrated in the UK. Let me know if you want to do a stream with me. There you go, man. There you go. There you go, brothers, man. You know, happy for the brothers, man. Happy. Happy. Happy, man. Huh. Waiting for a classic stream. Hold on, the brother's coming back. The brother's coming back. You know, be patient. Be patient, my brothers. Be patient, brothers. Be patient, my brothers, man. Here you go. Be patient. Let's go, man. Let's go. Who's here, man? Press the one in the live stream chat. Who's here, bruv? Who's here? Y'all with me? Who's here, man? Who's here with me? Press the one in the chat. IP. Yep, IP is crazy in the UK. You see a basic white guy with a fine East Asian chick that would make me rage. I'm educated, tall, clean-cut black guy. Bro, I feel you, bro. Bro, I feel you, brother. Bruv, the other day, right, in the shopping center, right, I saw this dime East Asian chick, right, with this scrawny looking white dude. And I'm thinking, I'm out here in this suit. I got a nice haircut. My face is clean, right? I ain't no Pookie. I ain't no Ray Ray. And these East Asian chicks don't show me love. On the apps, cold approaching, I have done everything in the West, right, in the UK, right, before I was a passport bro, right, before I joined Passport Bros, right, to get an East Asian chick, they ain't never show me love. It's crazy, bruv. But then you go to their country, like Japan, and you clean up. The West isn't for brothers, man. It isn't. When I was in Japan last year, I thought I was in a movie because I was thinking, how am I going on dates, right, with women that are 9.5 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10? These are women that would never look my way in the UK. I'm being honest with you, brothers. These are women that would never look my way in the UK. And suddenly I'm dating them in their home country. There's a stigma against black men in the West. I don't give a damn how liberal the West is, how much they lie to y'all. It is not what it seems. It is the white man's kingdom. And I've said that many, many times in previous streams. The West is the white man's kingdom, right? He gets everything. Me personally, I'm sick of it. That's why this Passport Bros movement is for black men. I don't give a damn what anyone says. This is our movement. This is what's going to save us. By black men, for black men. Bro, I feel you, man. I feel you. You know, the Asian women in the UK would rather take a dusty white guy over a clean-cut, educated black guy. Bro, I see it every day, bro. Every day. every day. Today, I saw this scrawny looking white dude, right? With a half white, half Asian chick, right? That had light eyes. And I'm thinking, how did he get her? I'm here. I'm clean cut, right? I'm looking sharp, right? I'm teeth are clean, shirt ironed, and no options. Zero options for me. It's crazy. And we live in America and UK where they tell us they're colorblind. They don't see race. They definitely do see race. Race matters when you date in the West. All that B&M stuff, all that liberal stuff, all that stuff. It's all cap, bro. It's all cap. It's all cap. It's all cap. I'm done with the West. I'm done. Y'all get your passports and get out. Get out, man. Now, Justin, tell me how Japan's treating you, bro. Tell me how the women in Japan are treating you as a black man. Very good, right? Very good. Very good. And that's how it should be. How can you be educated, clean cut, and get no woman? That's not right, bro. That's not right. I've been saying that, bro. Uh, Thomas, you have to connect your devices, bro, to your stream. Let me see. Hold on, brothers. That's what infuriates me, bro. Like you work hard. It's crazy that these chicks are liberal, but they always go for white men dying equality, bro. I seen that. I seen that for a long time, bro. These women they're liars. They are liberal for everything but dating black men. They are liberal for everything but dating black men. They're liars, bro. That's why I dropped that liberal stuff. That's why I dropped that socialist stuff, because I saw it, bro. I saw it in real time where the same woman at university or outside of it would be for liberal values, but would never look a black man's way. I got sick of it, bro. I got sick of it. Oh, fucking hell. Hold on, yeah. And I knew it wasn't me. I knew it wasn't me, bruv. If you're having problems dating women in the West, it's not you, bro. You're being lied to. It's not you. If you're having problems with women in the West, it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. Because I know black men that are educated, right? That are not lames, that are not weird, that are clean cut. And they struggling, bro. They struggling. So get your passports, right? And find yourself in Japan. Look, Japan is heaven for me. My wife treats me as a king. She's feminine, cooks clean for me, and takes care of the bills. That's bro. I mean, come on, bruv. Come on, bruv. God damn. Let me bring in Thomas in the background, bro. He's back here. He's back up in this mofo, bro. What's going on, Thomas? You good?
I guess, yeah, for some reason, it doesn't like either I've got to use Safari or I've got to use Google or whatever to get back in. It just booted me off. But I'm in. I'm good. And I'm in my place. And we're plugged in. We're good.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, we went on the food part, right? What was your favorite cuisine out there in Doha, Qatar?
Let me think. Honestly, I got the spaghetti bolognese like every day because they do it differently. They make it Italian style, but they come and they bring like this very rich mozzarella that they put on the top. And when you eat it, it's just like, oh, it's It's like this close to being really in Italy. I loved it, and that was the room. I had room service bring it all the time. But eating there, almost anything you eat is the most pristine version of it that you can find. That you just like everything. I mean, the burger was like the way they did the bun on a brioche bun and this thick patty and like very like a blue cheese that was very tart, and then they had they hand picked the lettuce that went in there. They don't just throw anything together there. It is all like in every hotel they have like a top-notch chef in every hotel.
Amazing, brother. So, brother, how much was food there, right, on average? Was it more expensive than America, or was it cheaper than America, bro, on average, food and drinks?
I think it was about the same. The only thing is it was better. Like it was amazing quality. The presentation was amazing. So to me, to pay the same price but get like a better presentation and for it to taste like, I don't know how to explain. Like you live in England, man. You know you have some restaurants there that are just top notch. It's like that every day, everywhere there. Like in England, there's a lot of it, and you have to kind of go find some of it. But in Doha, you don't have to find it. It finds you. It's everything is the best of the best there. Everything.
Amazing, brother. So, brother, when you compare cost of living of Doha to America, is America more expensive? Is Doha more expensive? Break it down for me, brother, cost of living wise.
I mean, I found a one bedroom about the size of this one, but it was about 1,500. I think in the States it would be 1,600. But again, you're in a better culture. You're in a way safer culture. You're in a super clean culture. You're in an air conditioned outside culture. The only thing I think is you might get bored there because they make everything so perfect. And sometimes the imperfection is what makes things fun, right? It's what makes things feel. Everything's just perfect. So you can only feel like you're on vacation so long, I think, if that makes sense, because they have one of the best jazz lounges I've ever been to in the top of the raffles, right? And I'm trying to pull up the view so you guys can see it. But they have like the best view ever, and it's a jazz place, and it's wonderful. But everything that you do every day is like a prestige outing. So you don't have your just regular, like I was over at the shisha shop just smoking shisha. They have a shisha place in the hotel, and it's this gigantic thing, and they have DJs and all that. Everything is an event. Does that make sense?
Yes, indeed, bro. Yes, indeed. Awesome, brother. So, brother, in terms of fucking hell. So, brother, in terms of safety, bro, save my language there. Is Doha a safe city, brother? Or was it a bit dangerous for you in the nighttime or daytime?
No way is it safe. There's no way. I mean, is it unsafe? There's no way that it's unsafe. There is no way. Like you could leave your wallet in a hotel and no one's touching that because they're so afraid that some undercover cop is going to see them. There is no way that you will ever have a problem. It's so safe that I wouldn't want to raise kids there. Meaning, my kids will think the rest of the world is like that, and it's not.
Damn.
It is Dubai's the same thing. Like, just unbelievably safe. Now, I think anywhere you go, if you do stupid things in stupid areas, you might run into some issues, but I would think over there, it would be really hard. It would be really hard to get yourself in trouble. Because you can just tell, everybody knows, as long as you want to keep it good and keep it legal and straight and narrow, no problems. If you want problems, you can get it, but from the government, not from a thug.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, racism, any sort of slurs, any sort of words said towards you, any ignorance, was that at any point happened to you at all? But not from also the Qataris, but from foreigners there as well. I heard that the white people there who are Americans, Australians, who are South Africans can be a bit finicky. Indians too, Chinese. Break it down for me, bro.
I mean, it's because of other cultures coming into Qatar. And even then, though, I stood out really kind of as the American in there. And they kind of just stayed together. Like all of the like Nigerians, they all kind of stayed together. Those Nigerians, they dressed really cool and they love to dance. Like when we were in the club, they all the Nigerians was breaking it off, man. And so everyone seems happy and comfortable. Okay, so this is what the food is like there. Okay, you see that?
Damn.
This is like the food. Look at that.
Ooh.
And they pre-cracked it. See how they pre-cracked it for me, so I could take it out with the. That's like the level of eating there.
Bro, it reminds me of Japan, bro. I'm not sure you've been to Japan yourself, bro, but the presentation, the safety there, it reminds me of Japan, bro, and how they present their food.
Yeah, except for it's a lot cheaper in Japan. But yeah, I've been to Tokyo. It's wonderful. It's wonderful, wonderful.
Damn, incredible.
That's the funnest city I've ever been in. Tokyo is the funnest city I have ever been in. I try to explain to people that I say everyone says they had fun on vacation because your attitude was fun. This is because the city is fun.
Facts, bro. But I've been there myself, bro. I think it's the best city I've been to so far, Tokyo. Infrastructure, technology, nightlife, arcade machines. Of course, bro, the woman as well. Oh my goodness. Whew. It's perfect. Perfect.
I'm not into girls that much. You can see what I'm into over here.
So next question for you, brother, is culture. So in your time there in Dubai, Qatar, brother, right? Is Qatar a conservative culture, or is it a liberal culture, or in the middle of both? Break it down for me.
It's conservative. Like you gotta follow the rules there. I think it's a little bit stricter for the women than for the men. Enough that you can tell. Enough that you can tell without me saying too much. You can tell.
But what do you mean conservative? Is it, you can't be chewing gum in public type of conservative, or
not that far, but you can't be drunk in public. Like that's jail time. Like one of the things they were saying was like the driver was telling me, he's like, if someone slams on their brakes or someone's going to rear end you, it's better to let them rear end you than to run the red light. So the laws are like that. But I don't drive. I don't drive when I'm there, so I don't care.
But socially, right, it's a very conservative place. So, brother, what you're saying, brother, the liberalism in the West isn't flying into Qatar at all.
No way. I already told you the story, and it was all over the news of that sister that wanted to run her mouth and be loud and ratchet. They arrested her. She didn't touch anyone. She just yelled and did that thing that we don't like, but we just tolerate, right? They arrested her. Took her to jail.
that told you.
Be laughing, but I get it.
So next question for you, brother, right, is language. So is English enough, or do we have to learn Arabic to communicate out there?
You got to remember, a place that is like very, very, very financial, they understand. And I've been learning this from traveling. English is kind of a language that most cultures know. So English helps bring people together to do business, socialize, whatever, almost anywhere you go. When I was in Barcelona, I saw these two ladies speaking English, and I was looking at them. I'm like, they don't look like they're from America at all, or the UK. And they weren't. They were from like Poland, and one was from Barcelona. And I'm like, you guys speak English? And they're like, yeah. And I go, well, you don't speak your native? And they go, well, I'm Polish, and she doesn't understand Polish. And I'm from Spain, and she doesn't understand Spanish or Catalan, but we both speak English. So we're just going to speak English.
Damn.
Very interesting, huh?
Yes, indeed, bro. So, but the weather, I'm assuming, is off the chain there. Too hot. Ultra hot. Damn.
It can get hot. Actually, I was going to tell you this part. So there was a point that I went out of the hotel to go to the mall because, like I said before, the hotel had so much amenities and really cool stuff. I never really left. And even the room, like I was happy just being in the room. Like the room was amazing. But when I walked outside, instantly my palms were sweating. Nothing else, just my palms. Instantly. And I was like, whoa, that's a weird sensation. It was that hot there.
Flipping heck, bro. So, brother, when you were there, I'm guessing you used a lot of sunscreen, right? Just for yourself.
No, because I went outside for like 20 minutes and I just walked to a building and walked back. So I didn't. I did want to go out. Now that was the time that I went out. There was other times that I was there. It wasn't as hot. Just that particular time, it was very hot. Because like those prices I got is probably because I went off season to Qatar. So that 150, 160 a night I was paying, that's probably because I was off season there.
Awesome, awesome, bro. Awesome. So brother, so would you say when a brother goes out there to Qatar, he'll be mostly staying indoors because it's so hot? He'll be malls, he'll be at events because it's so hot to be walking around doing
But
touristy
that's
stuff.
only in the summer. That's only in the summer. That's only in the summer it's hot like that. The rest of the time it's great. It's great. It's just conditioning outside and stuff like that, you know. But no, it's just the summer. And that's considered off season over there. That's on season everywhere else in the world. It's off season in Qatar.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So
Hey,
next question.
I wanted to show you something. So just in the cigar lounge, okay, this is the snacks. Look at how refined that is.
Damn.
Just the snacks in the cigar lounge. Like that's what it's like there.
Like in Tokyo, huh? Flipping heck.
Yeah, it is like
Amazing.
super crazy. So then here again, since these guys are here to see, this is just a little like scroll through of the hotel I was in, and you'll see how pristine everything is.
Damn. That girl though. Who's that?
Yeah, I know. She's the girl that works there. um, she was a redhead. She was a redhead, and that copper behind her made her like disappear. It was funny.
Amazing. Will it disappear what when in terms of like into somewhere in a
Well,
different building or
no, I found that. So you saw the like folded copper that goes to that really high end restaurant in there. I found that on accident because, like, okay, so another thing, the elevators, they don't have like buttons, okay, on the inside. So you scan your card and it just takes you to your room. But on the outside, there's this like this touch screen, kind of like you're in Star Trek, and it has like 25, 24, 7, and 2. And that's it. And they were like weird. So me being me, I was just hitting them to see what they were, right? And when I hit like 7, it opened up to like this big area and there was a prayer room. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go the other side around this pillar. And I walked around the other side and I saw that copper like folded. And it was just beautiful. I was like, I'm going to go see what that is. And as I got closer, I noticed it was like an omakase, like a restaurant. But then there was a girl standing there. She was a redhead, but I couldn't see her because she matched the back wall. So I walked like almost right up to her. And then I was like, oh my goodness, sorry, you're a person. And then I said, hey, I want to see the restaurant. She took me on a tour.
wow, amazing, bro, amazing. So next question for you, brother, right, is nightlife. Tell me all about that, brother. The women there, the culture, the scene, music. Break it down for me, brother.
Okay, this is a very interesting thing that maybe the guys should know. I loved it. I loved it that they could go in, and even though that place just seems so perfect and you can't break any rules, they were fine, man. They let loose. They were having fun. They were like dancing. There was this old guy that came in there, and he was just like pop locking, and he was probably like 60 years old, and we were like cheering him on because he was just living life. But one thing happened that I didn't realize. I'm filming because I think this is cool. I had many girls and boyfriends come up to me and ask me to delete that video because they didn't want to be in the video.
Oh,
Many.
why is that? Okay.
Yeah, many. That happened in Morocco too. Morocco, I kept thinking it's weird that the girls turn around when I was filming, but in Morocco, I posted something on TikTok and they sent me on Instagram and TikTok like 30 messages. These girls like found the video and asked me if I'd pull it down, and I just ignored it, and TikTok pulled it down itself.
Oh, why is that, bro? Are these women 3 or 4s, I'm guessing?
The Muslim thing, I think it's the Muslim thing. They just don't want to be. I don't know. Maybe they weren't supposed to be out like that. I don't know. But they came up and asked, like the boyfriend came up and asked in like a very respectful way. He's like, "Hey man, how you doing?" He goes, "You know, my girlfriend saw you were filming, and is it cool if you kind of delete the video? She doesn't want to be on camera."
And you deleted it?
Of course, of course. I mean, that's not my country. You know what I mean? It's not my country, so I'm not gonna fuss about that. I'm gonna be respectful.
Thomas, you know, if that was a Picky or Ray Ray, shots have been flying, bro.
I know.
What, bro?
Like, you don't know where I'm from. You don't know who I is, man.
I'm from America, bro. I'm from New York, bro. New York, bro. You fucking me, bro.
Yeah, the Qatarian's gonna pull out like $1 million in his hand and be like, "I do not care. I don't care."
So, brother, what about the music? What about the luxury type of environment in the nightlife? Luxury.
That threw me off, okay? Because they love music, but it was all like Arabian something. I didn't know what was going on, and it was just like, and everybody had a dance for everything, but they would mix it up. I have noticed everywhere I go, they see me walk in, even that cafe I was at, 10 minutes after I walk in, if the game is not on, you will hear like 50 Cent or Drake. They'll change it when I walk in. It's so cool. But the nightclubs are like that there. Like they'll, towards the end though, like maybe the last 30 minutes, they'll play hip hop, but those DJs know what's popping, man. Cause I was in there just like, once they started playing it. And that was when I could be me. And that's when I had a better chance at pulling girls, you know?
Amazing, bro. Amazing. So,
and they let you smoke in there because I had my cigar, being me, you know, my little Al Pacino Godfather cigar smoking, and I was just like it was cool. They let you smoke in the club, everything.
Awesome, brother. So, but tell me about the luxury aspects of it, brother. The feeling, the atmosphere, brother. Did you feel like, you know, in that scene, in that moment, that you were truly in luxury in the nightlife, just the drinks, the service, just.
So what I liked about at least the Mondrian that I picked, there's some stuff that's too luxury for me. I'm not into like velvet and like, you know, like how in like Birmingham Palace or Buckingham Palace, I'm not into that type of luxury. Do you know what? I'm not into that. They have that more modern luxury. Like, you want me to show them again, like what that room was like that I had?
Sure.
I'm more into like this kind of stuff here, and they have a lot of this there. So for me, it's kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Would it be it's a more like a modern urban luxury, and that's totally me. Okay, right here. You'll see me turn it around like this. This is how the rooms were, and I could hang out in there all day long, bro, all day long, and I was fine because just the way that they're so service oriented. If I wanted anything, I just hit that little phone. Boop. Hi, Mr. Brown. What can we do for you today? Hey, could you give me a filet, whatever? If they didn't even have the filet, they would have went and found it. It's like, it was great. It was great because I ended up, I think I had the Bolognese when I checked the menu. But the first time I asked for fettuccine Alfredo or something like that, and they brought it. Later, when I was looking at the menu, it's not on the menu. So I was like, oh my goodness, they sourced it. Like, that's crazy.
Amazing,
like, that's
brother.
Crazy.
So, bro, do you remember the names of the nightlife spots that were really good to you?
It was in the hotels. There was the jazz place was in Raffles, Doha. Okay, the Raffles Hotel. And you don't have to be staying there to go to that. And the nightclub was in the Mondrian Doha. It was inside of there. Actually, I'm on that phone. The phone I'm talking on has the video. I have some video from in there that people didn't ask me to take down, so you guys could kind of see it. But it's pretty cool. It isn't. I wouldn't say it's like a Vegas party. I mean, not even close. Like, but what I liked was, in Vegas and California and some of these clubs, people kind of go there to be cool. In this club, people went there to have fun. And I liked that. I liked that a lot.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. So, over your overall experience there, out of 10, What would you rate Doha, Qatar?
10, easy 10. Easy 10. I just think for a passport, bro, if they want to live there, they have to be one of those guys that wants to be catered to like 24/7 and wants like everything is an event. They would have to want that. I'm more of a casual hang out with you, whatever, dude. You know, I'll smoke shisha by myself, go on the balcony and have a cigar. I'm more like that. Now, what throws people off is because I have a good business and stuff, I'm chill like that in very nice places. Does that make sense? But to me, it doesn't have to be a nice place. I just, in particular, am able to go there, so I go there. Does that make more sense?
Perfect, bro. Fantastic.
But
So
I don't care. Personally, I don't really care. It's just because I can and I have the opportunity to, so I do that. Because I'm kind of like, if I'm here, oh man. Hopefully it pulled through on my iPad. They have the most gorgeous cigar lounge I've ever seen in my life there. And I think the room alone is about $3 million. Just the room. Just the room. Like if my buddies were like, hey, let's go somewhere, let's go to Dubai, I'd be like, let's stop in Qatar first and have a cigar. Like that place is that cool. I'm gonna see if it pulled through on through the cloud thing, you know. It looks like it might have. So I'll see if I can find it on here. It is the most gorgeous. Do you smoke cigars or anything?
no, bro.
You live in London. You have like the best cigars ever. Or in England. You don't.
I'm in Birmingham.
What? I don't know. Tell me about Birmingham. Is it not like London?
Don't come here. That's all I can say, bro.
What does that mean? When you listen to you talk, you're all like super sophisticated and stuff.
Don't come here, bro. Stay abroad. Avoid the whole country.
Is it like when I've said, you know, should I go to Manchester? Everybody's like, no. Why would you go there? Is it like that?
Yep.
Why?
Absolutely, bro.
Like, why? Explain that to me.
The woman, bro. The woman, the culture, the 304 culture over here. It's not conducive for a conservative brother like myself, bro. I'll be honest with you. You can't find a wife here. You know,
I get it. I think it might be a little worse than America. Okay, so you want to see how sweet an apartment can look there?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Lord have mercy. Flipping heck. Imagine getting a girl over there.
I'm cool being in there myself. Like, that's so beautiful. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's top notch, bro. But I'm trying to find you this cigar lounge. It's definitely a place I think people should visit. Or like I said, if you're going to Dubai or wherever you're going and you have a layover in Doha, just make it a 2 or 3 day layover. Make it a 4 or 5 day layover. For me, it turned into weeks. But that's just because I wanted to see everything. You know, once I started getting curious and started saying, wow, they do stuff at this level. You know, if they mess up something, if there's something messed up in the apartment, they leave you a box of chocolates with a sorry note. Like, I'm curious on what else is in here if that's what you do in this place. They did have a sports bar in there that was Latin influenced, and they had like not merengue, they had that salsa flamenco dancers come in and stuff in Dubai. I mean, in Qatar, in your hotel, like as a daily show.
Awesome, bro. Fantastic. So, Thomas, right, I'm going to ask you a very important question, right? I'd say this question, Thomas, is probably the most important question in the history of mankind, right? It's a question that so well known, Thomas, that even aliens in outer space and Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Pluto even know of this question, Thomas, right? It's a question that can turn water into wine and vice versa. Oh, no. It's a question that can cause seismic waves, tsunamis, and earthquakes. And it's a question so powerful, bro. It can stop a meteorite from destroying planet Earth, right? The question for you, Thomas, right, is, are the women in Qatar, bro, the ethnic Arabic woman in Qatar, brother, are they checking heavy for black men and passport bros, bro? No.
Like I said, they can lose their family money if they marry outside of the GCC. Not at all. And I'm not mad, because if I was in their position and the family had 300 million and I hooked up with someone else and lost it, I'm not doing it, bro. I'm just not doing it. But
no.
all the other girls, okay, so like, look, I'm going to show you. Here's two girls that work there, and I used to have a lot of fun. Like, they were very fun. Okay, look. Wait, is it playing?
Yeah.
This one, she was like, so, look at, there's a Moroccan.
Oh.
This one's a South African girl. And she, even though she's like so shy, like I was laughing because she's like hiding, she is actually the most boisterous and the most animated and the most charismatic one. She just freaked out when the camera would come on. But like, she was in my room running around laughing. But as soon as I bust the camera out, she was like hide. But she was the most she had the most character. But then, I mean, see, and then these girls, like I talked, like, even the way they speak to you is like very well thought out, very perfect. And I had asked them, and everybody that they hire there had gone to a hotel university to be able to work at these places.
Hotel university now. Okay, interesting.
Yes, like a yeah, like, so then here, since I found more stuff, this is what Raffles looks like from the outside, okay? It's got to load a little bit. This is what Raffles looks like from the outside.
That's insane architecture. No, that's like a U shape. That's insane.
It's two hotels that face each other. It's the Fairmont and Raffles, okay? And then this is the guy that greets you when you go in.
Oh, wow, brother.
I'm 6'3", by the way, so that dude is huge.
Damn.
Yeah, and then here it is. I got a little bit of video of that room, of the cigar room, right? The cigar lounge place. Let me see here what I've. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is perfect. So look, I'll show you a little bit of it. So I'm in that $3 million cigar room, right? So that's one of the guys that. So you don't even light your own cigar. Oh, he's taking us into the secret room. I forgot I had video of this.
Damn.
This is the secret room inside the cigar lounge. It's a VIP room for just yourself.
Luxury.
Yeah, and then like the glass, he's about to show us the glass on the left. That's a one-way glass. So there might be people walking in that courtyard and they don't know that you're sitting there watching them. And he was saying, like, these are all like special books that they have that are like rare, and like, it's amazing, bro. Look at that. Yeah, and this is like, you notice he opened the bookcase to get back in there.
Yep.
You got your own bathroom and everything. That's the one-way glass right there. Yeah. So, and then look, even the ceiling is painted. Look at that. Yeah, that's like wild. And so but here's the room. Okay, so I'm just going to show you first. I'm going to show you just the beginning of this. So if anyone's watching is into cigars, there's actually a proper way to light a cigar, and none of us probably do it. We probably all like use a lighter, which you're not supposed to do because the gas can change the flavor supposedly. So they try to say matches, but you're supposed to light a cigar with a cedar. And I don't know if you know what it is. It's a little piece of cedar you break off and you light the cedar, and then the cedar gets the right aromatase for your cigar. It's the proper way. So he was lighting my cigar for me, and they do it for you there. Okay, so watch this. I won't make you watch the whole thing. I just want you to see a little bit of how they start it. So he's going to light the cedar, okay? So I bought a cigar there. The cigars they make for their own. They were expensive, though. The cigar was like $100. But look at this. He'll light the cedar, And then he's going to grab my cigar and he's going to warm it. Oh, the cedar went out. But when he does this, it's a 5-minute process. I'm not going to make you watch it all. I'm just going to let you see the beginning of it. But it's a 5-minute process to do it properly. And I don't know if people know that this is how you light a cigar. This is how you're supposed to light a cigar. So watch this. It's really cool. So you always warm the cigar before you light it. What is that? Yeah, you always warm the cigar before you light it, and then he's going to aerate the cigar here in a second. So watch. So the warming of it is just to warm the tobacco. And anyone that smokes, that wants to smoke cigars, you do not inhale cigars. If you inhale a cigar, see how he's doing this? Now he's aerating the cigar. And then he's going to relight. And it's a warming process. He's doing the whole thing. I don't have that kind of patience. I light the cedar, light my cigar, puff on it so it flames, and then I'm good to go. But that's the proper way to do it.
So, brother, I'm seeing a lot of black people in those videos, right? Are you telling me that black people who live in Qatar are living good lives, brother? They're living well, prosperous, making good money from all around the world? Africans, Western black people, they're living good lives, brother?
I would say so. I mean, these guys look pretty happy.
Damn.
So
Fantastic.
Here's a little bit of the entry, some of the side parts of the entry of raffles. Look at that. Look how intricate all those details are.
Yo, it's insane.
Isn't that wild? And then,
wow.
I told you I'd found some of the nightclub stuff. So let me see what I've got here. Okay, these girls I think were dancing, having a good old time.
African chick, huh?
Yeah, there's lots of Africans there. That's inside the hotel. That's the club inside the hotel.
Okay. So did you get a chick there, brother? If so, what race of chick did you pull, or races that night? Or
I pulled an African chick.
From where?
I cannot even believe I'm going to show you this. I filmed her flirting with me. You're going to die because I'm laughing hard in the video. Look at her.
Oh,
look at her. Look what she's doing.
She thick, huh?
Yes, she's flirting with me, bro. So I ended up just asking her to hang out, and then I said, let's go swimming because the pool was like super nice. And I caught her. She was in my bathroom changing into her swimsuit. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
She got shy real quick then I was like, yeah. So she was changing. She was changing to go to that pool. Remember that pool that I showed you?
Damn.
Yeah, but she was checking me to see if I was African or African American. She was checking. She was talking to me, and she said I wasn't sure if I was gonna hang out with you. And I was like, why? And she goes, because I don't want African. She said that. And I was like, I hear this often. This is a very interesting thing. I heard it in Malaysia. I heard it in Morocco. I heard the same thing in Doha. I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, that is weird that I hear that all the time. And then she goes, but I knew you were American. I was like, why? She goes, the way you were dressed. She's like, you dress like an American. And she was right. But I don't know. Maybe you know. Why do you think they're checking for that all the time?
But even when I was in Germany as well, I was told that as well. Like, so basically, I remember when I was in Germany, right? When I went there for the first time ever, I kept seeing German women just stare at me for a long time, bro. A very intense stare. And I was thinking, yo, what's going on? Like, I wasn't expecting these kind of stares. It wasn't like an evil stare. It was like a very intriguing or
trying to figure you out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I spoke to another brother over there. I was like, yo, do you experience German chicks staring at you as well? It's like, oh, yeah. They're trying to see if you're African. Yeah. And then he told me like, IP, the reason why they look at you so long is because they want to see if you're African or you're Black American. I was like, oh, is that so? I was like, why is that? It's like, it's just a thing. They don't want African guys. I don't know. It's just
That's so sad that that's the case. But I can't believe I've been to 3 or 4 countries and they're checking that. I hope it's not because they're going there ruining their reputation. I hope that's not the reason why. But for me to be checked like 4 different countries for that kind of raised some antennas on me. Like, what is going on? So remember how I said everything's like an event?
yeah.
So this is like a very early at the shisha place at my hotel. Look at just huge. Like that's not just a relaxed kick it shisha place. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everything is like an event, everything there. I'm seeing if I got anything else for you in there.
Was that African chick? Was she Ghanaian, South African? Because she's kind of thick.
I don't know. I just saw the curves. I didn't really ask many questions.
Damn. Okay. Interesting.
She does have this. She does talk about American women. She does talk about them. I'll see if you can hear this. She goes off about them. Listen. Let me see if I can play this. You were saying about American girls.
American girls are very, very crazy. Davido from Nigeria. Okay, after he got a girl pregnant. She's from America, right? And he used to get a lot of girls pregnant. Okay, they understand from different countries. Yeah. But this particular Black America, for like 5 months, she was disturbing the whole Nigeria. Like, if you open Instagram, you're going to see Anita, she was fuck Nigerians, fuck.
Sorry. But sorry. She was just saying how the American girl was acting. And she was saying that they felt like, even though he did what he did, that they still felt the girl was disrespectful. And I was like, man, that is wild that these other countries are just like, no way ever should a woman act like that.
Amazing. See, brother, that tells you the clear difference between a foreign chick and a Western chick. These American women are looking crazy out here, bro. Same for UK chicks, same for Canadian, Australian chicks. They're looking crazy out here, and they won't change, Thomas. And that's where Passport Bros, because we want to get women like her in the video. Awesome, bro. So
there was a little bit that she told me that I think was a little too far, though, because she was saying, she's like, in Africa, like the women were very submissive. And she said, even if our husband beats us. And I was like, that's a little much, right? But she was kind of like, we would never be like, she was saying how like this girl went on social media and was just cussing him out. And even the girls from the country were saying, hey, you need to chill out. Like this is not how a woman is, blah, blah, blah. You're being very disrespectful to the culture of women and all this stuff. They were not feeling it, but she did say that. And I was like, that's a little much. But I think it was like, she was just saying that they're still tend to be more submissive than combative. I don't think a guy should be able to, I don't think anyone should be able to like beat someone just to beat them. Right. But she was saying that they still would have chosen more submission than all of that. I don't, but I told her, I was like, whoa, for me, an American, that's a little much. Right. Because for us, we're bothered with the attitude because we don't put hands on them. We don't do anything really. They just give us that attitude for no reason all the time. And so that's why we are like, let me see. And, I was kind of, I kind of was talking to some girls about it, and they were being all in their, their Western way, I guess, whatever they were doing. And I told them, I said, you know what? The way that we're raised in American Western culture, guys are very, we try to be dutiful, like it's our duty to do this, and we take our word serious. So we tend to be more like, we follow the vows and stuff like that, right? And so I told him, I said, I think that the Passport Bros started looking because of how they were being treated. I think if the girls would have been more like soft and gentle and loving and those things that we like, I don't know if we would have even went looking. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah.
I didn't notice so much because we're so wrapped in it, growing up in it, and it's all around us and media and everything that we kind of just thought that's how life was, right? But if you travel a little bit, when it's that dark where we come from, a little bit of light is very bright to us. So we're kind of like, what is that? And then the more we travel, we started realizing, what? Like, only back home is it bad. Only. And we also started realizing that, like, the way that they were with like the feminine energy and how caring and kind they were, and the cooking and cleaning and all that stuff, it felt so natural from them. Like inside of us, it felt natural when they were like that. Even though we may not have been treated that way, we almost recognize it to our soul. And I think that's what the people that are mad at Passport Bros don't understand. Like, if a girl were to go and have this perfect masculine match to her femininity, there's a very like, you've experienced it. You can't put words to it, but you know it when you're around it. And it's almost like your soul is on fire. You're like, wow, this is like how it's supposed to be. And you just know. But you know where we come from, you can't say that to them.
Facts, bro. Facts. So, brother, let me ask this, right? So, I know we can't date Qatari women, right? But can you tell me, based on your interactions with them and other men's interaction with them, how are they like, brother? Are they submissive, feminine women, Qatari women? Are they beautiful? Are they, what's their personality like? Break it down for you, brother.
Like I said, they are like the rich version of Muslims to me. Like their burqas were like, they had like jewels and they looked like Chanel and like, yeah, man, I was looking real close, even though you can only see their face, but their faces were like perfect. I mean, if you've been to Dubai, Dubai's a little more liberal about it. I've been walking behind a girl and her hair's cut in a V, and there's like not even one strand out of place. Like they're perfect, money perfect, if that makes sense. Like if there's any imperfection, they can fix it. So that's what I'm saying. It's a weird feel because everything's perfect. And to me, it's great, but I think humans have imperfections, and I think I like imperfections to an extent. I do. It's kind of what makes you, right? But I think if you guys went there, you would think that they were gorgeous, like beautiful.
Did you talk to one?
Yeah, I had conversations, and they're friendly. They're not rude in any way at all. They're very friendly. They're very helpful, but they're not in a hurry to have a long conversation with you. They're just kind of like, if you need something, they'll help you, and then they're kind of back on their way. Because for them, there's really no other choice except for someone from the GCC. It's just pointless to her. And like I said, it's understandable to me because you're marrying into $1 billion. Like what, how do you compete with that?
Damn.
You just don't, you know? But I'm one of those dudes that can take a loss. Like, you know, I was trying to holler at this girl back in Scottsdale that was half like German and half black, and she was like 5'10", and she was a knockout. And she was super friendly and kind, and she liked that I was flirting with her. And she gave me her number and stuff. But then one day I called, and her little roomie threw the block on it, like, oh, why, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, who are you getting ready for? And she was kind of letting me know she got someone. The girl ended up marrying an NFL player. And as soon as I found that out, I was like, I can take my loss. Like that's just, to me, it's easier to say, that's out of my league. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts, bro. Know your market. You know, there's just some women that men just can't get, you know, and to know your market, you know, and try and work around that. That's a shame, bro. So, but you're saying that the other women out there, the Africans, Qataris, did you see any Japanese chicks there, brother? Any East Asian chicks there,
I went on a
brother?
date with a Thai girl that was like super thick too. Let me see. Let me see if I have the picture of her. I could not believe that. I was like, wait a second, you're Thai? Because I don't know if you guys know, I'm half Thai.
Oh.
And she was like thick, bro. Hold on, let me see. I think I put her in my favorites too.
You're half Asian. Ah.
What?
Good stuff. Is your mom Thai, or is your
Yeah, my mom is Thai. Yeah.
Nice.
But it was I kind of asked her because she was trying to work a job out there, and she's like, it's kind of hard like to have like a regular job in Qatar because everything's so, you know what I'm saying? But she's like, yeah, I can afford an apartment and it's a regular job. But I think when you live in a place where everything is super top notch, it's different. It's not like Dubai. Like Dubai has a mix of stuff. This is like everything is pristine all the time, like everything. And so I don't know how to explain that part, I guess. You'd have to go there to understand that, like it'd be like trying to live in Vegas, only much nicer. I'm not sure if you'd want to live on the strip in Vegas. It's not that much entertainment like Vegas, but it feels like everything is an event all the time. To me. Does that make sense or no?
No, it does. It does. No, incredible stream so far. So, how did you meet her in Qatar? Did you cold approach her?
No, she matched me on Bumble. And I saw her and I was like, that's a thick one. And then it said something like Sawati Cup. And I'm like, that's Thai. So I responded to her and then I said, are you Thai? And she's like, yeah. How'd you know? And I go, Sawati Cup. And she's like, you're Thai. And I was like, yeah. And that was all it took. She was ready to meet me right then. If you've ever been to Asia, if you're that culture, it's done. Like they're completely comfortable with you. And for her to be like, she said she kind of wanted to go over there, and I can understand coming from Thailand, like she wanted to have like a, you know, Qatar's considered rich. She wanted to have like a different life, you know. And she was super cool. I really wish I could find the picture because you're gonna be like, what? I couldn't believe it. I had to have her come meet me just to see if I was getting catfished, bro. And I wasn't, because I was like, there's no way you're built like that. But I wasn't. That was her. Dang it, man. Yeah, you love women, man. How come you're not traveling, bro? You love women.
Sorry, I got some pounds on the way, brother. Don't worry, it's coming very soon.
You got some pounds. Look at, I'm a big guy. Don't let that stop you.
No, plans.
Oh, plans. Like,
yes.
But can you chat up a girl? I learned that from watching a podcast of some English guys, and they said something about game, and they're like, you have to be able to chat up. Like, can you chat up a girl?
I can, bro. When I'm abroad, yes, I cold approach a lot. All the time I cold approach. I don't cold approach in the UK because I don't date the horrible woman here. But I cold approach when I go abroad, bro.
Okay, so if you cold approach, what do? Because I don't really just walk up and be like, yo, what's poppin', or nothing like that. I'm more like, if you're at the lounge where I'm at, I'll talk to you if you're sitting next to me. That's kind of how I do it.
So what I do is, bro, if I see a good looking chick, right, dressed well, looks good, I go up to her, say, hey, I really like your jacket, or I like your trousers. She's like, oh, thank you. Like, oh, I ask her, where are you from? Are you from here? He's like, yeah, I'm from here. And she asked me, where are you from? I said, I'm from the UK. Oh, what, you're from the UK? Yeah, I'm from the UK. Yeah. It's my first time here. I love the city, the culture of this country. Tell me where to go to. And she told me this, told me that, told me that. I get a number. Open me up, bro.
And then what? You call her the next day?
The same day, but I message her an hour later.
That's when the game starts.
Yeah. I don't miss any time, bro. I let her know, are you free tomorrow? Or I was in Japan, bro, and I had a date the same hour I met the girl. I called her, approached her. She looked nice. We went on a coffee date half an hour later, bro.
I do Insta dates. Yeah, I do Insta dates. Like, if I'm chatting with them and we're just eating or whatever, I'll be like, hey, I'm going over to Fog, which is like a shisha place. Later, you should come with me. That's kind of my thing. And they'll either come or they'll come later, or they get too nervous. I found her picture, bro. This is a Thai girl.
Let me see. Hold on. That's Thai?
That's a Thai girl. Thick one.
Flipping heck.
Yeah, that was the one in Doha. she ended up coming up and hanging out, and like, remember that huge couch I had? She was just chilling on that thing, man. She ended up falling asleep. I just left her there, man. And then when she woke up, she was cool. Like, she was cool. She just stayed after that. I don't think she meant to do that, but that place was so comfy, man. And I could tell when she'd kind of walked in, that was like, to her, that was like very nice. And I think she just wanted to be in that. I can understand coming from Thailand. Like, she was trying to like change her stars, you know, she was trying. And so I think she came, and that was kind of her like moment to like bask in that. And she did. And I was cool with it. I could see it, but I'm Thai. I understood what she was thinking. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm just going to let her enjoy this. Cause like, coming from Thailand, I like people that are natives there. Sometimes they pay $250 rent with 5 people in a 1 bedroom, you know?
Hold on.
For her to walk into that was just, to her, it was everything. And I just was like, let her have this moment, you know? And I had all those leftovers from that brunch, that 30, I only ate like 5 of the 15 courses. So I just like broke it out. And if she wanted to eat, she could eat, whatever.
Hold on. Shout out to Philosophy for Life podcast for the support. Appreciate you, bro. Qataris are Black and Arabian. I had a lot of fun in Qatar. Very respectable people. Are they Black and Arabian, bro? Qatarians, from what you saw?
I have no idea, but I just noticed that like they didn't have any problem with me walking around at all. They didn't look at me twice. They didn't look at me like, why are you here? I got none of that. So I think so.
Amazing.
This is another Thai girl. This was my landlord in Thailand, actually.
Oh, wow.
That was my landlord in Thailand, bro.
So did you did you try to do something with her, bro? Did you try?
I tried, and she was just very professional. She would just deflect. Because she was so gorgeous, but she just deflected, man. She just did. But I also didn't want to ruin my rental, so I didn't push too hard.
Amazing, bro. So Thomas, I'm gonna open up the phone lines if that's okay with you. Well, ask you a question.
Of course. I like talking to the guy.
So, brothers, you're calling, brothers. If you have any questions about Qatar, or maybe you want to share your Qatar experience, here's a perfect time. So please call in. If you have any questions to ask about Qatar, Doha, etc., etc. So, brother, in your opinion, right? How long should we stay out there for first time traveling in Qatar? In your opinion?
If you want to see kind of everything, maybe 7 to 10 days, I think. And the reason I say that is if you stay in one of the nice hotels, you're going to find out. Like that one that I was in, Mondrian, it had a caviar bar, okay, for just fish eggs, caviar. It had a shisha lounge, which you saw, that big old outdoor thing. Had a private cigar lounge, had a nightclub. It had an amazing pool upstairs, had a barbershop and beauty salon downstairs. It had a sports bar, and it had like a Michelin star bistro. You just don't really need to go anywhere. And the stuff is so nice that you're like, I want to try it. Like, I want to try it. So I was just kind of bopping around to everything, trying everything. And it took me days to do that. Because I would eat, I'd go up to the pool. And then like you saw, a lot of black workers, right? So the guys were telling me, and I'm like, where do you go for nightlife? They're like, we have a nightclub in here. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, across from Smoke and Mirrors. Smoke and Mirrors is the cigar lounge. And so it's so formal that I told them I want to go. They made a call, Mr. Brown, blah, 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 blah. I came, and I was on the list because I was staying there.
Wow. Incredible, man. Luxury.
So the time that you would stay there is because you're going to want to try a bunch of stuff if you like that type of stuff. But I was like, I couldn't believe how good the food was. So I wanted to try every restaurant that was in there. And I just kind of did like a breakfast here, a lunch there, a brunch there, but all at different spots inside the hotel. Raffles had unlimited. Raffles has a bench, like a velvet bench inside the elevator. You sit down in the elevator. Have you ever experienced that?
Nope. Never.
In
the elevator? There's a bench in the elevator? That's incredible.
There's a bench. When you think about it, it's amazing, right? But look, you saw how big that building was, right? But yeah, there's a velvet bench that you sit down on in the elevator. because you don't press any buttons. The guy goes in there with you and takes you to whatever floor you want to go to.
Stunning. Wow.
Yeah.
Qatar's a different world. Wow. Ooh. So would you say a top 5 country for you ever you've been to?
In what way? Top 5 in what way?
I'd say top 5 in terms of the whole experience, brother. Lifestyle, enjoyment, experiences, quality of life. You know, would you say it's top 5 up there with Tokyo?
Okay, if I were to give you my top 5 in no particular order, be Thailand, Barcelona, Athens. Oh, I love Athens. Athens. Here, Albania. I don't think Qatar would make the top 5.
Oh.
And you know, Marrakesh was really fun, man. You get in a lot of trouble there, though.
I've been there.
Huh?
I've been there, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah, man. Don't sleep on Marrakesh. You can get into trouble, like the good kind of trouble, very easily there. You just think you're going to dinner and you don't realize that it's a concert venue restaurant. So all of a sudden these singers come out and start singing like amazing music and dancing while you're eating dinner. And then all of a sudden you move over to the VIP section, then you go to leave and there's another cigar lounge, and then you go to the shisha that is, you know, did you go over by the big hotel where the shisha is outside? There's like a half an acre of land for shisha, just shisha outside.
Yeah, I think I've been to that spot. It's quite popular there. Yeah. I've not smoked it, but I've been around there. Crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy. Like, it's super crazy. I mean, that's why, like, for me, this podcast, Qatar is kind of hard to describe because it's not, to me, it's not immersive. It is immersive, but individually. Like, each hotel is immersive. It's not like how I can talk about Albania and Barcelona and all that, because you get the whole city. The whole city is one big culture. Over there, it's quiet, it's perfect, there's no law problems, but inside of each building is kind of something going on. Malaysia's like that, okay? Kuala Lumpur is like that, but there's also all the in-betweens with Kuala Lumpur, which makes it humanized to me. So I'm not trying to get anyone disappointed about Qatar. That's not my goal. I just think that for the way most passport bros travel, it's like a extended weekend, right? Or a week. That place is absolutely perfect for that. Absolutely. You don't need to have plans. You don't need to figure out what you're going to do. You don't need to set up excursions. Nothing. Just pick a hotel and you will be entertained for a week.
Fantastic, man. So I got a call on a JD in the background. What's going on, JD? Can I bring you on? You got your camera on? Camera on or camera off, bro? Give me a thumbs up, brother. Camera on. JD, camera on or camera off, brother? JD, camera on. Give me a thumbs up. You good? Okay, brother. Let me bring in JD in the background. What's going on, JD? Bro? Give me a thumbs up. You good? Okay, brother.
Thumbs down. What's that mean?
Okay. So turn your camera off then, JD. Turn your camera off. Domestic phoner, can I bring you on, bro? In the background. Give me a thumbs up, brother. Camera on. Okay, awesome. Let me bring in domestic phoner in the background. What's going on, domestic phoner? How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. How you doing, sir?
What's up, man?
Fantastic, bro. Hey, how you doing? Saw you last time on the Albania video.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Glad to be on.
What's
here.
up, man?
Fire away, bro.
Oh, nothing much. I spent about 6 weeks in Doha. I think it was around 2006, 2007. And I was completely impressed because it's one of the countries where you're actually allowed to drink if in fact you're Christian and you're not Muslim. Actually went to the state-owned liquor store where most of the Americans that were generally contracting and working for corporations were living and working. And I had a great time. It was a wonderful place to be, extremely safe. And you had a certain degree of freedom because they had clubs and bars that you can go to and just enjoy yourself. almost like you would if you were in America or or in Europe. So it was a wonderful place.
But did you feel like I did a little bit like it wasn't big enough for me to live there? It was just very rich, but I didn't feel like I felt like I needed like more culture in a bigger city.
That was my first trip to the Middle East, so I was just completely overwhelmed with the architecture.
Okay, yeah, the architecture
First time in the architecture
all
is
along the lake
absolutely.
right there. The architecture's wild, right?
I mean, and the construction, the food, because you can literally get just about any type of cuisine you could ever imagine, other than food with pork, in it. Um, but yeah, it was enough for me personally. Again, because that was my first rodeo in the Middle East, so I was just overwhelmed with how different everything was, and I felt immediately comfortable because most of the people that live there, from my understanding, are foreigners because the Qataris themselves hire people to come in to do, not only the dirty work, but a lot of times in finance or in accounting or customer service. It's people being hired from other countries.
No, you bring up a good point because I had been to a lot of countries before I went there. So I was kind of like, I had already been to like Marrakesh and Brazil and Rio and I had done Thailand and I had done all these like big culture places, And so when I went there, it was like super quiet, right? Like how you heard the little horn blaring out here. That ain't never happened in Qatar, like never. And like you could just walk the streets and hear yourself breathe. Like it was just perfect all the time. To me, it was too perfect though. You didn't feel that way?
Nah, I wanted to stay. I mean, the reason I took a trip there was because I just ended one contract. I believe it was, I can't remember where I was at, to be honest, but I ended one contract, so I didn't have a job, but I still had my apartment and everything in Germany. So I wanted to get back in the military contract game. And a friend said, come on out here. I'll sign you onto the base, go online, put up your profile, start applying for work. It's really nice here. And he had been there for a number of years already with another contract company. They gave them a villa. They gave them a car to use.
Oh,
And
yeah. They take care
he
of
was
you.
earning about, he was earning about, I would dare say more than double of what he was earning in the U.S. And then you're tax free up to about 90,000. As
But
long
he's
as you
also
stay out.
the top of his class, right?
I'm sorry.
But he's also the top of his class. Like they hire the best.
Well, he's ex-military, and they needed people with military experience to work on vehicles. So he had already had experience doing that. He hadn't been out of the military very long. He had already been on multiple contracts prior to the offer. So he was a prime candidate. He got the job. He was there for a number of years, and he was trying to help me out, which I appreciated greatly. But yeah, it was wonderful. I wanted to stay. I mean, it was, if you're going to be contracting, it's somewhere like the Emirates or Qatar, Kuwait, places like that, or even Oman, because you can still live somewhat normal. You don't have to live on the base. They give you an apartment off base in a vehicle. Everything's covered. So
if they bring you in on contract, do you get? I forgot about that. If they bring you in on contract, they pay for your house and everything.
Everything. And on top of that, you keep a tax-free status up until, I believe it's the $90,000 threshold, but you also have to stay outside of the U.S. for at least 333 days, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I forgot about that IP. If you're paying attention to what we're saying, if you get hired by one of those companies, they cover your living also. So like your salary is for you. They cover your living expenses, all that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So when he was talking about like the buildings, I wanted to pull up the skyline. This is across the water. This is what he's talking about. That's what the architecture looks like there.
Wow.
Yeah, like they have amazing buildings over there. Like it makes you really want to like, you're curious. Like I said, I stayed because I was just curious about everything all the time. Because everything you look at is spectacular, right? Everything. And so you just want to go see it. And that's kind of how I ended up staying there. Uh-oh, did we lose him?
Let me bring in JD in the background.
Okay.
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. What's going on, JD? How you doing?
IP, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, bro. How you doing?
I'm well. It's good to hear from you again. It's been a while.
Same here, bro. How you keeping, man, Mr. NBA?
Yeah, well, finished the MBA last year, and I was in LA, but now I'm moving to Texas. Yeah, Mr. MBA. It's been a while, man.
Congratulations, bro.
It's been a while.
Congratulations. Fire away, brother.
What's up, my man?
What's going on, man?
JD,
Yeah, so I was active duty. My background was active duty, and I was actually based out of Bahrain, and I lived in the region for about 4.5 years. So my job was a security consultant, and I spent a lot of time in Qatar. So lots of experience, and everything you said so far is spot on. It's very accurate.
Yeah, it's kind of like people kind of, even though we're saying it, people have to kind of experience it because it's just 5-star all the time, all day, all night. You know?
Now, I would say, I think people should experience it, even live there, let's say for a year, but it's a place I wouldn't or couldn't live forever. And for me, it's just, it gets too small. When I say it gets too small, I think you find the social circles, and if you're going out and things of that nature, but it depends on your lifestyle. So for me, again, I was working with the State Department, so I had different perspective. I had a personal life and also a working life, but for me, like UAE is a little bit bigger. You kind of move around easier. Bahrain is a little bit easier. Qatar is fantastic, but just for me, the circles I moved in was just everyone knows you if you move in certain circles.
Well, okay, but it's not like a small town feel though. It's small, but it doesn't feel like a small town where people are in the struggle, so everybody takes care of each other. They take care of you out of culture, but it doesn't feel as like a glue like these real small towns do, right? So
correct.
That's why it's just an interesting feel.
So when I say moving around, so let's talk about dating life, right? Let's talk about getting out there. So there's only a certain amount of clubs you can go to, certain amount of bars you can go to. Yeah. So if you go out a lot, you're going to start seeing the same faces. You can't avoid that. Whereas you're in UAE, you could be any part of UAE and just like disappear. So I'm saying the social circles you move in, let's say you're dating one woman, for example, she's a flight attendant. I know a bunch of flight attendants out there, and they're amazing, if you know what I'm talking about. So
they get treated like they get VIP and everything at Emirates. They give them VIP to these clubs and everything for working for Emirates. That's wild.
Yeah. So if you're in a certain social circle in Qatar, and let's say you stop dating a woman or you're in that group, you're going to see the same people in various clubs. So, no, beautiful country, great people. Typically, I would say black men, wherever you're from, don't have issues in this country. It's mostly you're dealing with, it was my European or American white brothers who were a little bit arrogant. But for brown and black men, never had any issues out there.
You know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
When the other brothers saw you, man, they was like homies with you. Like I got into all the clubs and all that stuff because the pool guy was like, another brother, blah, blah, blah. And he was just telling me they grab onto you. They love you there.
Yeah, they were cool for us. You made a point, or actually you referenced a point a while ago about Africans. And I think the issue is, it's unfortunate, but it's reputation. So it's how you carry yourself. And I think why some of these ladies are choosing, Black Americans or African Americans, however you want to call it, is just something different. And perhaps the Africans who are there might be, portraying themselves in a different image that people are not, fond of. But it is sad, but
it's surprising how much and how many countries they are screening for that. Because when I was in Malaysia, I met a sister over there, and I said, "Hey, let's go to Canopy because I love shisha." And this place was called Canopy because they would open the roof, right? Yep. She's like, "No, too many Africans over there," and I was like, "What?" Yeah. Like it was just wild. And then the thing is after she said that, I noticed it. I was like, wow, there is a lot of Africans here.
So
I
like,
noticed it, but they were checking for it, you know?
yeah, it's kind of weird because like if like living and grow up in the States, if you have a lot of Caucasian friends, if you're Irish or Italian or whatever you are, you're just white. No one cares. But I think that the issue in America I've noticed, and even traveling, they want to group all Black people together, right? Which is unfortunate. And for me, I'm a big fan of classism, right? So IP here has worked hard to be where it's at. So have you. So has the gentleman here, the bottom right side of the screen. We're not in the Pookie and Ray Ray. Don't get it twisted. I can throw down and get crazy if I need to get crazy. But we're not in the Pookie and Ray Ray club, right? So
well, but I still hang out with some Pookies and Ray Rays. I think they're fun.
Yeah, but they'll group us all together, and I'm pretty sure. Like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So Africans are great people, but I'm sure there's been 1 or 2 or 3 odd, incidents, and then they've grouped all of them together. Also, like I've done a lot of traveling, been to over 60 plus countries. Like I lived in Spain. If you're in Spain and you're Black, you're doing well. You're either working for a corporate company.
Barcelona was amazing,
right?
Man.
You're working for the State Department, or you're in the military. The Africans in Spain are selling handbags, or they're not, right. So again, it's reputation, it's image.
That's true. Yeah, because in Athens that happened. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
Exactly. So I think that's what's happened probably in Qatar and the countries you went to. Just 1 or 2 people, kind of acting like a Pookie, and that paints an image for everyone else. It's dumb, but that's the facts.
Well, if I may,
what's that?
I said, if I may, I think part of the problem concerning Africans from African countries and African Americans is that it's like the gentleman said, it's the reputation. The likelihood that you're illegally immigrating into whatever country they are in is higher with people from Africa than it is from the United States. A lot of times, these guys will have families back home and they'll start another family in, let's say, Germany or in another country. And that's why you see the distinction between the two. And I think it's also a status issue as well. Not to say that all brothers from Africa do the same thing, but I've known people myself where they've had families in more than one country that didn't know about one another.
I've actually heard them talk about that. The African brothers I know, I've heard them talk about doing that. I just didn't piece it all together,
Yeah.
Would you say it's an English thing? Would you say it's because obviously Africa, from a mainstream perspective, doesn't look too good for the normal viewer. It's poor, underdeveloped. I'm not saying all of it is, but it's what's portrayed out there in the mainstream media. We know how women are, bro. They go for status. They go for dudes with resources, and African dudes haven't got a good image as that from coming from their own countries.
But I'm thinking about what these guys are saying, and I'm thinking about some of them that I've been around. There's one of my real estate agent in Malaysia. He's African, and he's very polished and he's very well put together. And the girls will talk to him, but I feel like he's got to work a little harder than I did. I just had to sit there, and they were like, "Oh, he's American," and we were just cool.
Was he dark skinned though? Thomas.
Yeah, he was dark skinned, but he was ripped, like shredded ripped. He was a little bit too much of a pretty boy. Like I used to make fun of him because we were living in those buildings and we had a rooftop pool, and he's like, "Let's go to the pool," and then he's like, takes 30 minutes to get there, and he shows up in a robe and he's carrying a handbag and he's got like a reading book in there and like a whole different outfit. He was a little too pretty, like pretty boyish.
Do you think it's harder, right, in Malaysia? I think we got to do a Malaysia stream in the future, Thomas, right? But do you think it's harder for dark-skinned Black men to date successfully in Asia than a light-skinned Black guy, bro? But keep it real, Thomas, from what you observed.
I think that I think it might be harder, but the ones that do well are very well put together.
Light-skinned as well, right?
No, I think light-skinned, I think I get away with more. But I think the dark-skinned guys are very put together, the ones that do well. I get away with just being like this, man.
Mm.
But I people say I'm very approachable. They say I'm very easy to talk to. And with women, I've tried to tell everybody this because I know all the passport bros are like, you have to be fit and trim and you have to wear suits and all that stuff. And I was being very successful with attractive girls being a little bit overweight and being just casual. And I really think it was conversation. I really think it was just conversation that did that for me.
Can I hold on?
So
Sorry. So hold on, JD. Darren, give me a thumbs up, brother. Can I bring you on in the background? Give me a thumbs up with your camera on or camera off. Okay, awesome. But Darren, I'm bringing you on down, but keep yourself on mute. I'll come to you after, okay? So fire away, JD. Go on, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree with Thomas, and I think it's just straight, like, understood. You know, light-skinned guys or pretty boys, as we call them, will always do well in the dating market, whether you're in the U.S. or abroad, because just what they look like. Dark-skinned guy. I'm a dark-skinned guy. Dark-skinned guys have to work a little harder. However, right? So, however, let's put a comma after that. I've been very successful, right? And I think it comes down to your mouthpiece, right?
Yeah,
So,
I do. I think that's
exactly. So like, you're not gonna like. Yeah, I wear hats and but you're gonna catch me wearing a dress shirt, or maybe I can even walk out with a V-neck, a t-shirt, but my mouthpiece, how I talk to you. Now, I can get shut down because maybe they're not interested in a black guy, they want a white guy, or they want a light-skinned guy, but it always comes down to your mouthpiece. And I think a lot of it, well, actually not think, I know a lot of it is EQ, right? And self-awareness, and right, being able to, read a woman, look at her body language, how they're all, the women are mirrors. If you know how to speak to them and compliment them and find out what gets them going, doesn't matter the skin color. But like Thomas said, light-skinned guys have it slightly easier.
Yeah, but on the conversation thing, this is something I don't know why when it comes to like dating girls and stuff, they do all this extra stuff. If you're in the middle of a broker deal, like let's say I had to broker $1 million deal, do you think I'm reading every sign that I need to read about the person on the other side of the table? 100% I am. So why do we put up all this ego macho stuff when it comes to girls? Why don't we do the same thing that we do in a business deal? It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. Read what their buying points are, their hot points. Read all that stuff, and then, shape your conversation that way. It's the same thing we do in a business deal. But in a business deal, nobody says anything. If you do it with girls, everyone got something to say. I don't get that.
Correct. I think what's even crazy is people always say, what's game? How do you approach people? And I'm like, my game is whack. Like, what do you mean your game is whack? I'm like, my game is simple. There's no such thing as crazy game. I look at the person, I assess them, and then I look at how can I, like, if she's wearing a nice pair of high heels, right? Oh, okay, not nice high heels. That starts the conversation. Then I can dig in a little deeper and find out, is she from the area? What's she doing here? Blah blah blah. But even my goofiest game of approaching a woman has been successful than trying to like be all macho and be like, try and follow some kind of script. And
just
again,
be yourself. Yeah,
exactly, that mouthpiece. If you know how to talk and make them laugh and you're cool, and you even saying, hey, I'm American, I'm from California, game changer. I mean game changer. After that, it's only you who can mess it up.
Sorry, hold on there. Thomas, how long can you stay on further, but I just want to respect your time, Thomas.
No, I'm fine, bro. At this hour, I'm free to do whatever.
Okay, hold on there. I want to bring in Darren, but before I bring so, I got a question for you, JD, right? In your time in Qatar, who were you dating, brother? Was it Qatari chicks or was it like Moroccans or Africans? Tell us the dating scene for you there, bro.
So I was based out of Bahrain, and I would travel my job. I would travel 5 to 21 days a month. So you do the math. I was on the road a lot of the time. So when I come to Qatar, I would stay at, I think Thomas knows, the W Hotel. I stay over at where else? St. Regis. Is that Shark Village still there, Thomas?
I didn't see that. I mean, those Regis, those like little villas, the low villas.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Because again, I was working with the State Department, so the funding's a little bit different. And I went so many times that it made sense to me to stay at different hotels. And like Thomas had mentioned, the different hotels are where you go and party and do your stuff, right? So when I came in, I had contacts that I knew, people that actually lived there, and then they would take me out to whatever was popping that day, right? Or whatever that night or that weekend. Also, Thomas, I'm not sure whether you had it. I shredded my card, but I had some of the clubs were giving out like membership cards. You pay for the card.
I didn't have that. I'm not a big clubber.
Right? Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, that was back in the day. So you have that card. That card,
well,
you pay up.
One thing I wanted to point you kind of reminded me of.
Yeah.
Every time I go back there, they remember me by name.
Correct.
They remember where I stayed, what room I was in. That was mind blowing to me. That was such most professional service. Like that Moroccan girl that was going like this. When I walked in, she lit up. She's like, "Oh, Mr. Brown, Tomas," and I was like, "I haven't been here in 6 months." That is so impressive to me. That is so impressive.
But to answer your question, IP, yeah. So I was dating Europeans, anything, right? And mostly again flight attendants. That was the easy access, and then whatever I could meet at the hotel or those clubs. I'm not a big clubber. I'm more of a bar and lounge guy, but that's where everyone was going the weekends if you want to get a hold of them. During the weekday, it was kind of dry out in town. Unless you went to like a jazz club or something very low key. So I'm equal opportunities. IP.
Let me bring in Darren. He's been very patient. What's going on, Darren? How you doing, brother? Darren Brown. What's going on, bro?
How you doing, fellas?
What's
All
up?
good, brother. How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm good, man. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on my experience when I was in Qatar. I'm not going to cap. I didn't hook up with anybody while I was in Qatar. I was there for 2 weeks, and I was visiting 2 friends from Qatar. So the whole time I was there, I was actually wearing Qatar's traditional, wardrobe, the white. I don't know what you call it, but my boys, they got it made for me. So I had the traditional clothes the entire time that I was there. And because of the culture, they made me a feast. So they actually killed a lamb, milked a goat, probably, I'm guessing. But at that feast, it was about 80 people there, and all of them were men. The youngest one was 2. The oldest one was like 98. So it was all men there. There was no women. Women aren't allowed to mingle with the guys in those types of situations. But my boy, I do remember when we were at this restaurant, my boy was like, "Hey, man," he's Qatari. He's like, "Hey, man, go holler at that girl." I was scared to death. It was a Qatari woman, and she wasn't wearing her traditional clothes. And he said, "Go talk to her." So I went up, I spoke to her, had a conversation with her, head on her. I was nervous the whole time. And then she wasn't feeling me, but she was very respectful. And I went back to my friend. I was like, "Man, I'm so glad that shit didn't work out." I was like, "Man, because I don't want to touch those women." But what he told me was that in that culture, hitting on women is not, there's nothing illegal or against talking to
Language,
Qatari
please.
women. Oh,
So,
there's
brother,
nothing. Sorry about that.
Please, brother.
There's nothing against talking to Qatari women. It's just the culture. People don't really interact on that level. A lot of the marriages, like my good friend's getting married now, a lot of that happens privately, like how people, they'll meet the families and then they'll say that they're interested and then they'll vet each other. The families will vet the families. But there was another situation that I had in Qatar where we were jet skiing. And when I was jet skiing, it was only men jet skiing, but they did have a huge yacht in the middle of the Arabian Sea, I believe. And there it was full of women, and the Qatari women were very aggressive. I don't speak Arabian, but they were aggressive, trying to get my attention, talking to me, yelling at me. And I didn't advance on it. Because honestly, man, I just didn't want to mess with those women. I'm in the Middle East, and I didn't want to, violate anything. But with that being said, when I did go to some of the clubs that they had that were outside, the clubs, they had beautiful African women, beautiful Thai women, and there were a lot of women from Eastern Europe. And those women were checking, and they were really open. They were really social. They were cool. They were cool. They were super cool. Even I was talking to this Thai chick because she was eyeing me, and you know how a woman would tell you she's there with somebody. Like here in the States, a woman would tell you like, "Oh, I'm seeing somebody," and she might say it in a rude way. That Thai woman, she was eyeing me, having a conversation with me. She was telling me like, "Hey, I'm with somebody, and I'm sorry, I can't do that." And I can tell that she was being super sincere. But even with that being said, man, like they were super, super cool. I've been about 7 countries, and I've had the most fun in Qatar without sleeping or hooking up with anybody.
Yeah.
A fun country. The food was delicious. The Middle Eastern food they have in America, like they have so many different types of hummus. Like I had some cherry or berry hummus. They have all kinds of stuff out there, man. So it was a positive, and also it was a positive experience. And then I was also the guy that left that comment that Qataris are Arabian and black. If you know the history of Qatar, Qatar once had East African slaves, and then I think it got outlawed about 100 or so years ago. But because of that, they had, I guess, once the country discovered oil, everybody kind of benefited from that. So when I was in Qatar, there were a few black Qataris that saw me at IKEA, and they tried to talk to me, and I was just like, I'm not. My boy had to tell them that I'm not from there. I'm from America, and being American does help you. It helps you get past some kind of like security levels. Like some people, I was able to get into some events because in that country you can still negotiate. I guess my friend's like negotiating lower prices and stuff, and he was able to negotiate with this guy to get me into some kind of some event that they had in Qatar. But I had a positive experience. I wouldn't advise. I personally didn't hook up, or I personally didn't try to hook up with anybody from that country or try to mess with any girls, period. But it was a good experience.
You know, you reminded me of something else that was going there. Dang it! I wonder if I forgot. So because the country's so rich, it kind of causes this little vacuum for the people that are not in the GCC, because they know that the levels of money are so beyond them that they almost just don't care anymore. So anybody that's not like Qatari or whatever that you meet, they're super cool. Like money's not part of the dating culture conversation, maybe because there's so much there. And it's kind of like, there's this weird thing about how it is, because everyone I met, like the Thai girl and the African girl and all that, they didn't care. But I think it had something to do with the place being so rich that it was kind of like beyond us, if that makes sense. So we just took it out of the equation. I don't know if that makes sense.
Did you ever go to like the old Qatar? Like they have this outdoor, like they have, I know you've seen the malls. They have these huge, ridiculous malls that they got out there, but they also have like this, they have like an old Qatar, old Doha, and it's like this outdoor market where they sell hawks, they sell.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Okay, and dang, what was I about to say? I can't even remember, man. I was about to say about that outdoor market. My bad, I lost my thought, man.
But it was still very nice, though.
I believe they call that a soup.
Hold that thought there. Sorry, hold that thought there. Adam Smasher, can you turn the camera in the background so I know you're not a troll for a couple seconds? You're confirmed. Thank you, Adam. Turn your camera off. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, we got
Let me bring Adam in the background. Let me put you on mute there, Darren, because I heard some background noise. Let me bring in Adam. What's going on, Adam? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, gentlemen. I'm doing good, man. I'm thrilled hearing all the gentlemen on the panel because this is my first time going to Qatar. I just got a job out there, so I'll be heading out there in August. So I've been listening to everybody pretty intently and stuff. So this is good news.
You're gonna like it. They're gonna treat you very, very respectfully.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I'm Muslim too, so that helps as well and everything like that. So
sure, yeah, because there's prayer rooms in all the hotels and everything, like beautiful prayer rooms.
That's a blessing, bro. I'm gonna be out there for like a year. It's under. I'm not doing IT, which I know that Mr. International Passport pushes very, very regularly. But I've been doing civil engineering. I'm working on construction and everything like that. Okay.
So like they're taking care of your accommodations and everything then?
Oh yeah. It's under the military, Army Corps of Engineers, so I should be all right.
Oh, really? Okay, big baller.
Wow, they hire?
Yeah, everything is like all expense paid for you if you get a job there. I forgot about that until the one brother brought it up. If you get a job there, everything's paid, all expense paid when they bring you up.
I even got this fancy diplomatic passport. I'm like, yeah, really? I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very, very cool. Yeah, I never thought about it. I mean, I never thought about it until I'm listening to you guys. Qatar is probably not one of those places that a lot of the passport bros go. So I think it'd be good for them to kind of look at this, because I feel like they go to all the same places and it's all for the chicks. And I just think there's a lot more in the world. And I think I like sophistication in women. I like it. So I don't like, you know, the brother below me. I'm not always there to try to take something down. Do you know what I mean? Like here in Albania, I haven't even gone on a date with an Albanian yet, and I've been here over a month. But here, there's so many that I just don't really know what I like. Like I'm choosing between all 10s. I got to kind of figure out my thing. But I'm using this more as to figure out how the culture works and stuff, because I'm going to be here a long time. So if I did a girlfriend, this would be the place.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Can I add to the conversation?
Yeah.
Before you do so, hold on, bro. So let's go on for another 10 minutes. Let's go wrap up very soon. It's getting late over here in the UK. But go on, Darren.
Before I jumped on, you guys were talking about discrimination in certain countries between Africans and African Americans. One of the things that I did notice in Qatar is that where I was staying at, Qatar has a lot of African prostitutes.
Bro, 304s. Please code it. 304s.
Okay, they have a lot of streetwalkers, African streetwalkers. Is that a good word? Yeah, okay,
that's
sorry
cool,
about that. Okay, so there's a lot of African streetwalkers in Qatar. So a lot of the discrimination, it may come from recent African migrants into these certain areas. I noticed it, and I noticed the discrimination also in Italy. I went to visit a friend of mine from college. He's Italian, he lived in Milano, and he was telling me that a lot of the Africans there were I guess they will bug people because they're selling things on the streets and they're trying to get, I guess, they're trying to make a living basically. But I don't think that it really has nothing. Like if you're an American man, regardless if you light skinned it or dark skinned it, it doesn't really matter. Because I had a friend that he was Nigerian, but he was living in America for years, and he was in Italy, and he, it didn't stop him from getting attention in Italy. So I think a lot of it has to do with the history that some of these countries have, with these African countries, similar to America. A lot of the discrimination we have here is associated with the history between the African Americans and the European Americans. So they have those same dynamics. Well, they have similar dynamics across the world, just in a different way. And mind you, around the world, people love African Americans, man. That the image that they see of us on TV, our music, and entertainment. Even being in college, I have a large amount of friends that are international. A lot of it is due to the media. A lot of people want to know about. I'm from the Bay Area, California. I'm not living there now, but that's where I'm from. So a lot of them was like, oh, California, West Side, Tupac, all this stuff. That's honest. That's honestly how it is. And then, people from Dubai, people from Denmark. I didn't even know about these places when I was 19. But people, they love African Americans. So it's a different, and they don't see you as, they know you're black, but they don't see you as black. They see you as a person. A celebrity and a person. So you don't even have to be conscious of your race when you're there. You can just be yourself. You can be who you really want to be when you go to these different parts of the world. At least from my experience.
I was saying that about Australia. That I have never felt like more of a celebrity ever than being an American in Australia. Ever. They were just lining up to have a conversation with you. And I went to a shisha place and I was speaking, hey, can I grab a seat here? And the guys were like, are you American? I was like, yeah. They literally said, I've always wanted to meet an American. So we've got a good reputation out there.
Was that in Melbourne or Sydney?
That was in Sydney.
Ooh.
Yeah, Sydney's cool. It's a cool city, but can't really figure out what the culture is, but it's a cool city.
I have to concur with two previous gentlemen, if I may. I was in Egypt one time, and I was like, so I had the same experience. I was like, man, I mean, it threw me for a loop because as being a younger man, you're not used to being liked. I hate to say that. That sounds
From
harsh,
being
but
American, yeah.
yeah, when you're here, you kind of like, everything kind of stacked against you. When you get out there, it's like, what? Like it's like you feel lighter. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then our girls back here in America, they can't seem to understand why we're not interested anymore. And I'm like, dude, they celebrate us everywhere. Why would we go home to, you hate and bickering, got to do this, you're not making enough money, you're not doing blah, 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 blah. And
Right.
everywhere else, they think we're like a star. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why it's not sinking in. They just think we're the enemy because we're leaving. And I'm like, no.
I want to bring in one more caller. So sorry, Joshua in the background. It says device is not connected. We can wait for you, bro. We got 5 minutes left. So if you try and fix that, I'll bring you in, bro. Because we're gonna wrap up the stream very soon. It's late over there in Albania, late over here in the UK. I gotta get some sleep. But let's go with sorry, go on domestic phone. Fire away, bro.
Well, what I wanted to say is I think just to be fair, in any of the GCC countries, which stands for the Gulf Cooperation countries, most of those places are very oil rich, and they get a check every year or semi-annually from oil revenue. So if they're a passport holder and a citizen of any of those nations, it's enough that they don't have to work and they're wealthy. Wow. So once you remove the financial issues, everything else kind of falls into play, which is why it's easier for them to be nicer. Excluding the fact that, they're not going to tolerate any disrespect from men or women, and that's just part of their culture. But they get money every year in Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait. They all receive funds, and that's every citizen of that nation. And it's enough so they don't have to work.
Well, and Qatar has an energy contract on top of the oil. They have their own. They had created an energy product that became too.
Correct, Thomas. Qatar leads the world. If you look at the rankings in liquid, I believe it's liquid nitrogen gas. Then actually oil is number 2. But again, what the gentleman said is correct. And also, random fact for the audience: Qatar, out of all the GCC countries, if you're looking at GDP, but GDP per square footage. Right? Think about that, per square footage, not just the GDP of the country, but per square footage is the highest, and it competes with the world. So think about that. Like, so you're one citizen, let's say in a 1 mile by 1 mile, and you're making buku money, right? So it's wild.
And I think they have one of the highest GDP.
So what's stopping oil-rich African countries from doing that then? So you're telling me the government gives their own people checks every month or whatever from the oil money. We know there's a lot of oil-rich African countries. Why can't they do that? What's going on?
I can answer that question for someone who used to work with the State Department and was active duty military and have roots from Africa. I think a lot of them, number 1 is corruption. Number 2, it's classism. That those that are in power don't want to give up power, and it's been like that for years. The gentleman over here who's a civil engineer who was in Egypt, I've been in Egypt before. When I was working in Egypt, just to get some documents processed, right, I had to go through certain individuals who've been seated in that same position for 10, 15, 20 plus years. So when you go out to the African countries, you have certain individuals who have been in power for years, and they don't want to let go of that power. A lot of them are also puppets to the West. It's a really deeper conversation. And then it's just a small percentage of those citizens who are doing well, and everyone is doing horrible. But if you look back at the history of Africa, Gaddafi was trying to get a centralized African community, just like NATO, right? He was trying to do it before some things happened. He's trying to get all the African countries to come together. So in case an outside entity, America or Europe, tries to intervene, you couldn't do it because it would be like a mafia.
I was just talking to my dad about that. I'm concurring with everything the brother is saying is true. You know, with the Gaddafi said thing, there was a gold coin that was trying to get a currency for the African Union as well, to unify the whole continent. So, long story short, I'm in agreement with him. It's exactly how he said it was. I was in Ghana at one time and had the same similar difficulties. You know what I'm saying? It's just what's stopping us from the UAE is just, corruption, pretty much. That's really what it is.
Wow. Hopefully that changes in the future, man, because it's not a good look. Okay, so we can't get Joshua in, so let's wrap it up, man, because I'm super tired. So let's go for closing statements. So do you have any closing statements, Adam Smasher, before I drop you off?
I mean, I'm just honored to be here. I thought it was so timely. I got off of work. I saw, Qatar. I'm like, that's where I'm going. So I thought I would join in for the first time. I appreciate y'all for having me. You know what I mean? And if any more advice you guys have when I go out there, I'll keep in touch. I love you guys. Stay safe.
All right, take it easy, bro. Peace. Thank you, brother.
Sir.
Darren, do you have any closing statements?
Thank you for having me on. I think I'm gonna start. I mean, I've been watching your show for years, man, years, and you're doing a great job. I think I'm gonna start jumping on and giving my 2 cents when I see you. I'll be headed to Dubai. I was supposed to go to Dubai April 18th, but they had that flood, so I'm gonna be in Dubai in November. So if you ever do a Dubai show after that, I'll jump on and let you know how I go. All right.
Awesome. Thank you,
Well,
brother.
brothers,
Appreciate it.
nice meeting you. Have a good one. Take care.
Yeah, buddy.
Take it easy, bro. Salute. Thank you. Domestic foreigner, do you have any closing statements?
Yeah, as always, I'd just like to say it's always great to do your homework prior to. Get all your intel squared away before you go anywhere and understand mainly finance, law, and social issues prior to traveling to the Middle East in a general sense, because it's a hot region right now. I don't expect any conflict in the region anytime soon, but there are tensions. So, and I also wanted to, if I may briefly, back to the colorism issue. I'm clearly dark skinned. I've never thought that I had more of a hard time overseas because my skin was dark. I don't think it's so much that. I think the other, how can I say it? The other aspects of what women use to choose you are more important, and that would be money, status, how you carry yourself, how you dress, if you're well groomed. I think if you take someone who's light skinned and they're scruffy, and you take someone who's dark skinned and they're polished, they're more than likely going to take the polished person. So I think that gets a little bit too much play in a general sense. And like I said, in my personal experience, it wasn't really an issue. And if it is an issue and a woman has a preference, then so be it and goodbye. But that's all I wanted to say, and I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Domestic foreigner, thank you, brother. Much appreciated. JD, do you have any closing statements?
Yes. Shout out to all my Pookie and Ray Rays. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Hopefully, one day I can link up with Thomas and do some traveling. So I've got some plans stateside. I'm trying to. I prefer to have my, my equity and my cash flow squared away in the States, so that I can just travel and not have to work. So I'm working on some few plans over here. I think there's 2 ways to travel. You can go out and make less money and be traveling as you're traveling, or you get your life situated stateside, then you go and do what you want. IP, you know how to get a hold of me. I've been to 60 plus countries, so I've got some intel for you. So happy to join on future conversations. And I think one of these days I probably should start a new YouTube channel. So I've got the best advice I've heard recently was, if you're a man over 35 years old and you've done some stuff with your life, you should definitely have a YouTube channel.
Awesome. But before you go, JD, how were you meeting flight attendants in Qatar? I have interest.
Hotels. So remember, so easy. So find out what hotels they stay at. It's not that hard. So that's number one. Number two, I'm a big fan of dating apps. I think people are too pessimistic. So dating apps have worked for me. It's again, if you understand data analytics and swiping and how things work, you don't get hungover. I'm also comfortable with cold approaching, right? So you have to be very diverse. So for me, it was just simply also flying over. Like remember, I lived in Bahrain, so I will fly over to Qatar, and I will they're on the plane ride, so just have a conversation. I mean, they're going back to their home base. So and sometimes
Flight attendants are very friendly. Yeah,
exactly.
very.
Yeah, and Thomas alluded to it. Sometimes again, it's all about it's how I've got a good strong mindset. I think just like Thomas, and sometimes you're not trying to get that individual you're talking to, but they have friends that you can meet, right? So if you're a friendly person, outgoing, upbeat, positive, that's not hard. And if you're open minded, so that's how
And you can you can simply just ask for the number while you're talking to them when they're hopping off the plane, and they'll give it to you.
Again, back to what I mentioned about EQ and having strong EQ. So it depends, right? You have to look at who you're looking at. IP. So if someone is 22 to I don't know 27, are you going to ask for the number, or are you going to ask for the IG, right? Because they're probably an IG TikTok person. If someone's a little bit older in their 30s, then it might be a little bit fluid, right? So you have to look at the person, assess them, and be like, hey, okay, this person I'm trying to talk to. Let's say you like older woman. She's in her early 40s, right? Is she gonna be on TikTok? Probably not. She's gonna be on IG.
She's gonna come talk to you.
Yeah. Is she gonna be on IG? Maybe, but probably not.
She's gonna be on Facebook though.
Yeah, exactly. Gonna be on Facebook, or I think Thomas knows about MySpace from back in the day,
or LinkedIn.
or LinkedIn. so again, IP. It's a lot of it is, I'm telling you, having self-awareness, be able to read people and assess them, be like, okay, this chick, it's not, she doesn't really put up that much makeup. She's this and she's that. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys aren't talking to her. Maybe she's just, she belongs to the streets, or I mean, I can dive into this in many different layers, but a lot of it is just looking at the person and be like, okay, she's 22. I probably should ask for her IG. But IP, that's different from asking for someone's IG in the Western country. That's different. In the Western country, I ask for your number because a lot of women are full of crap, right? But asking for someone's IG abroad is a little bit different. So, yeah,
Wow.
this levels to this level.
Thank you, bro.
I'm an
JD
IG guy all the time because I want to check her out a little bit more before I call her.
So and that makes sense, Thomas. But in the States, a lot of these girls will be like, here's my IG, but then the conversation doesn't go anywhere. They're also sizing you up, seeing how many followers you have or who you're following. They're playing a lot of games. But if you're, like you say, you're in Moldova or Albania or whatever, and they exchange IG info, they're probably going to keep in contact with you, right? So also, I'm also a little bit different in the States because, I mean, I do well out here, but like I don't give my number out to women. I ask for their number, right? Because typically, run the numbers. It's all a number game. 8 out of 10 times or 9 out of 10 times, if you give your number to a woman, how rarely does she reach back to you?
But
I don't know.
She's interested. If she does, though, she's interested.
Correct. And that's spot on, which is very, but we're living in the Western culture where it's an abundance of simps and wealthy men and people catering to them, right? So if she really gives you her number, at least you're in the game. Yeah, man. So being abroad is different. Being abroad, you're American, so it's like you get whatever you want.
JD, send me a DM on IG, bro.
Send you a what?
Send me a DM on IG.
That's sus. I'm not sending you an IG message. I'm joking, IP. I got you. I'll send you a message. Send you an IG.
No, not in that way, bro. But yeah, we got to touch base again, brother.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Catch up, bro. Awesome, brother. Thank you, JD. Appreciate you, bro. So, Mr. Thomas, bro. Great stream, brother. Much appreciated for your time, brother. Do you have any closing statements, bro?
I was listening to what homeboy was saying, and I was kind of like playing in my head what I do when I meet a girl. I subconsciously did it, but I was analyzing it as I'm listening to these guys. A venue change is kind of like a hack, because what I noticed is and I've done it for so long that I didn't realize that I was kind of calculated in it. So let's say I meet a girl and we set up a date. What I'll do is I'll tell her to meet me at my house. But when she comes, I will grab my coat and we'll leave right away. But really, I learned it from being like in the nightclubs and stuff. Sometimes it's too loud and I move the girl outside to talk to her. But what I noticed is there's something about that where they feel comfortable in a lot of places with you, then they think that you are comfortable. Does that make sense? Then they're okay with being with you because they've been with you into so many different spots and venues and places. Because if I like for me on a date, I do a lot of things, but that's just because I want to. I want to go to this restaurant and then maybe I want to go get some shisha and then, oh, that looks cool. Maybe we should go bowling. It's just whatever mood I'm in. But I noticed since we're changing venues, she gets so comfortable being everywhere with me that it's very comfortable when I want to go home. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Facts,
It's
bro.
it's very comfortable for her. And so when they were talking about that, I was like, that's probably a hack that people don't know. Because if you kind of leave her sitting there, she kind of, you know what I mean? She kind of starts maybe feeling like a cage and she's only comfortable having that conversation that way with you. They're just complex creature, man. But for me, I really want people to understand that it is chat. I think chat is king.
Chatting, speaking, right? Chat.
Yeah, having conversation. Because like I know I can tell the way you're asking questions. Don't get mad at me. But I feel like you're analyzing it too much. I think that if you are yourself the way you speak and you're like you're like charming, and when you crack jokes the way that you do it because you stay serious the whole time, it actually is funnier. And how you can't break you, like when you start talking about the girl thing and you do that big build up, women will love that because you have your own mindset, your own character. They'll love that. I just think you're thinking about it too much. And just the way you're asking questions, I'm like, yeah, he's thinking too much. If he did what he does, because you do it with us and you're comfortable doing it with us, why would you not be comfortable doing that with the girl?
Facts, bro. Yeah, but I do it all the time abroad, bro. But I go get the questions out for brothers, man, and overanalyze things just to get the intricate details for brothers. But thank you, Thomas, man. I much appreciate, brother. I know it's late over there in Albania, and you gotta get some sleep. It's almost midnight there. But I want to say thank you very much for the breakdown, Thomas. This has been an amazing stream, brother. And of course, we'd love to have you on again, brother, for any other countries, but work on your time, brother. But thank you, Thomas. Yeah.
Have you done Barcelona? Because I think if not, we got to do Barcelona because there's a lot to talk about with Barcelona.
Let's do Barcelona and next then. Okay, brother.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to Rome in the morning, so I will talk with you guys later.
Thank you, brother. Get some good rest. Okay. Speak to you soon. Bro.
All right, buddy. See you later.
Take it easy, brother. Safe journey.
Thanks, bud. Bye.
Peace. Press the one in the live stream chat. If that was a instant classic live stream, who's here, bruv? Who's here? Press the one in the live stream chat. If that was an instant classic live stream. Shout out to Thomas. Shout out to Thomas for another back-to-back classic, man. Back-to-back classics like Euphoria, not like Kendrick Lamar. Ooh, classic, man. So who's here? JD in the building. Nick. Shout out to JD for the incredible insight that he gave for Qatar. JD, we got to touch base very soon and catch up, brother. I hope you're well, Mr. NBA. Appreciate you, bro, for the support and for the great insight there. So yes, brothers, yes. So this week, sign-ups for the Python course will open, and I look forward to teaching you, brothers, and building your careers up. Shout out to Theo. That's a brother right there. Rest well, Theo. That's a brother right there. Shout out to the usual viewers. Shout out to everyone who called in. Shout out to the sole supporter today from Philosophy for Life podcast. Appreciate you, bro, for the super chat, man. So anyone who's been to Angola, New Zealand, Cape Verde, Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland. Reach out to me, please. Reach out to me, please. Please. Angola, Guinea-Bissau, what other, Ivory Coast. Reach out to me, man. Reach out. We're here to share the intel with brothers. Yeah, Suriname, Guyana, Mauritius. Yeah, reach out to me, or get someone to reach out to me, please. And we'll have a convo to get you on the channel. We still have a lot of countries to touch upon, man, for the brothers. We have a lot. I mean, I do it for you, brothers, man. I do it for you. This intel is for you, to motivate you, to give you the information to go out there and thrive. So if anyone of y'all know someone, or you've been there yourself for those countries, or maybe Japan, South Korea, whatever, reach out to me. We still have a lot of work to do. A lot of work. But Tunisia as well. What else? Lithuania, Moldova, Kosovo. There's a lot of countries we got space on. Okay, so please reach out to me. Okay, it's been a pleasure. Have a great week ahead. I'll speak to you guys soon. Peace out.